This is a Danger Entertainment podcast. DangerEntertainment.net. Danger Entertainment Podcast Network.
Please note that any comments, jokes, questions, maybe, anything that we say on the history of bad ideas is all in good fun. And remember, we insult everybody. Our thoughts, opinions, questions, anything else, actions that we do on the show do not reflect any of our employers, organizations, advertisers, or anyone else that is associated with the history of bad ideas. And remember, at the end of the day, it's just a joke.
Kevin James.
It's the history of bad.
It's bad.
It's the history of bad.
So bad.
It's the history of bad ideas. It's the history of bad.
Oh yeah.
It's the history of bad. It's the history of bad ideas. Podcast.
Welcome to the History of Bad Ideas, episode number 238. I'm Jason.
I'm Jeff.
I am not Blake.
Oh, poor Blake's not here.
No, he had to go out of the country to get treated for his Dutch ant disease. We think he might actually be on the path of recovery, though.
He might be. He's in New Zealand. So, Nikki, if you see him down there, make sure you say hi and then run. Because he was.
Yeah, he might still be contagious.
Or he'll tell you a story. A very long story.
With no point.
But he'll get in your face and yell and scream at you what it is.
But he doesn't mean it to be mean. He just talks loud.
No, that's the way it is. That's him being friendly.
We love Blake. Blake's not here this week, so it's just me, Jeff, Jim, and me here. So it's kind of lonely in the studios. We go from like 6 people one week to 4 to 2 to 3. So it's a reoccurring. It's a revolving door.
We've never had 26 though.
No. I think we had 9 one time, didn't we?
Well, we had the round table.
Yeah.
Christmas round table 9 seems accurate.
The Christmas round table is always a fun show.
It is.
It's a lot of drunkenness. We are here. We want to say thank you again for the Bowling for the Brave. Dev, we thanked him last week. Just want to let you know, Pop Culture Podcast did send us some stuff. It's en route. It's taken 2 weeks to get to us.
Well, that's coming from Canada, right?
Correct. I'm going to blame the United States Postal Service.
Sure, why not?
Honest. I think APANS had something to do with it. And so the Postal Service supposedly is going to be delivering it this week or next. We'll see what happens.
I blame U.S. Customs.
Damn them.
Yeah, but do we know somebody we personally want to blame in U.S. Customs?
George.
Like we do for the post office?
No.
Okay.
I do. In Customs,
Yeah.
Brian Ricochet, he is a horrible customs agent. Horrible. Just want to let you know that.
Allegedly.
Always allegedly.
Allegedly, there's a Brian Ricochet. Please contact us.
Does not sound like a made-up name at all.
No.
God damn it, we just lost Brian Ricochet as a listener.
But we gained Brian Ricochet's brother, George Ricochet, because he hates him. Let's see here. So that is my up for the week, is Bowling for the Brave. Anyone else have an up? Jeff?
Well, since our softball was rained out this weekend, Jim and I decided to do a movie double feature Friday night.
Oh, what'd you watch?
So we got Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Did you guys like that?
Yes.
Okay.
And Incredibles 2.
Oh, okay, so you're caught up with me now.
Yes.
What did you guys think of both of them?
I liked both of them. Me personally didn't think either were better than the original.
Wow, okay.
Ant-Man Wasp was good. Again, I have problems comparing it to the original because I fell asleep watching the original. So that's because I was just really tired. so I won't say yay or nay. I just thought Incredibles 2, while it was entertaining, it was way too predictable.
I don't disagree with you on that.
Yeah.
Especially with the bad guy reveal. You're like, oh, yeah.
I knew that after 10 minutes.
Yes.
I'm like, I was expecting it to not be that person because that person was so obvious.
Yes. Did you like it, though, at least? Incredible?
Oh, yeah.
It was enjoyable.
But
Okay.
no, especially Incredibles, no way is better than the original. The original Incredibles is one of my all-time favorites of at least the...
Pixar.
Well, that it might be number one, Pixar, but I was saying of the 2000s.
Okay.
Going back, one of our bad ideas was waiting 8 years to make a sequel to a movie. What about waiting 16 years to make a sequel?
I did like how the cast apologized for taking that long so much to make a sequel at the beginning of it. We apologize. Rumor has it that Brad Bird is making a third one pretty soon. So I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I mean,
I think now that they're out there, the superheroes are out there, you can do a lot more to it. It opens it up a little bit. But I enjoyed it a lot. It wasn't... Again, I think the first one's kind of overrated. I still like the first one a lot. But...
Nope, I still cry every time I watch the first one.
That's just because you're a big baby. You cry in everything.
No, I don't.
Everything. You cried in Pinocchio.
No, I really didn't cry in Pinocchio.
I know, I did too. I was actually rooting for the whale to kill them all.
I wanted them to stay donkeys.
Oh, God, I hated that world. Oh, my God.
what I'm hoping for in the next Incredibles is honestly probably just a reflux movie.
I did like the different superheroes that they had. I did like the... Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say the different superheroes. I liked how they used the different power, like Void.
Void was
probably the best one. Just, it's power you see in comic books or whatnot, but I think used better in that movie than in other comic books or comic movies. I know that's very similar to like Blink's power in X-Men stuff or whatnot, and which I was impressed in. That would have been
Days of Future Past?
Days of Future Past when Blink used her powers. I was impressed that they actually made it look pretty cool, but I thought they did better in The Incredibles.
I like
that
Kitty
same
Pryde's
power.
time travel ability with somebody's mind. I like that. That was good. That was pretty realistic to the book, right?
No, well, yeah, they kind of adjusted that. See, in the book, Kitty Pryde was the one who was sent back in time, not the one who sent someone back.
I know. Anyways, so Ant-Man and the Wasp, you like the first one better, Jeff?
I did.
Okay. I like this one a whole lot better. I really enjoyed it. Did you like Ghost?
Yes, I thought that was a good villain. Ghost was a better villain than Yellow Jacket in the first movie. I'll agree with that.
Yellow Jacket really chewed up the scenery in the first one. The guy that played him, I can't remember who it was.
Stahl? I want to say Corey Stahl, but isn't that a hockey player?
No, it's Jarrett Stahl.
Oh, okay.
You sure it's not?
No, that's Stahl, not Stoll. Oh, okay.
Jared Stoll.
Is it Ricochet?
Okay.
Is his last name Ricochet?
It's not Ricochet.
It's Danny Ricochet.
So maybe it is Corey
Ricochet.
Stahl then.
I think it's Corey Ricochet is what I'm going with. I did.
Whole family of ricochets.
I did like that he went to, was it the micro universe or what's that called? I forget now. The quantum.
Do you guys just stick quantum in front of everything?
Yep, that's how we sound smart. It's going to be quantum. Yep, quantum.
I did like the whole quantum universe. I thought that was kind of fun. The first after credit scene, did that really not shock you?
Honestly, it did.
Really?
Well, when they... Yeah.
Yeah,
We won't spoil it, but yeah, that really surprised you?
it did.
Okay.
Because I thought they were just going for some quick joke or
Yeah.
something, and I went, oh, yeah,
They did do a quick
that's
joke
good.
at the second credits,
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was...
but it was something you saw in in the previews. I'm like, oh, thanks for that.
That was in the previews.
Yeah,
See, the other thing is people are like, don't bother staying. You've seen it already. I'm like, how do you know what I've
I
seen?
did. I did that.
Yeah.
You and Kevin.
Nerdly. Thank you.
I'm like, but I haven't seen it because I didn't watch the previews.
Well, then, tough. So that was your up this week, you guys?
Yes.
Some movies?
But I also, the other bad guy in Ant-Man Wasp,
The Sam Rockwell knockoff? Walter Goggins?
His character was kind of...
Oh, yeah, I didn't like his.
I liked his
superfluous.
character.
I mean, he didn't... it was kind of just extra and it was kind of a distraction more than anything.
I thought if you had any other actor doing it, it could have been bad. It could have been really bad.
I think Walton Goggins is a great actor, and the way he played it was fine. I just didn't think the character was necessary.
It probably wasn't necessary, but I loved him playing it, and so I loved that character. Now, I think you could do a lot more to it. I think it was another poor man's Hammer from Iron Man 2 or whatever his name. Arn.
That damn speech impediment.
But I kept thinking the whole time, couldn't you just bring Sam Rockwell back to it?
And had it being Justin Hammer?
Yes, have it be Justin Hammer. Now, who does he work? Who's the big bad guy that he works for? Walter Goggins or whatever his name is.
Oh, you mean the people he's in business with? He doesn't work for
Correct.
anybody.
Who he's in business with. The rumor was Osborne.
Oh, I wasn't even thinking there was anybody behind it other than...
Well, yes, but you know how fanboys are. So they're like, who's in it? And so Marvel won't say there isn't somebody. I really hope it's not. I hope it's Hammer.
Lex Luthor.
Oh,
That would
That's why
be
they're not
interesting.
saying he's working for Luthor Corp.
that would be funny if they combined them all. An unprecedented move. DC Universe actually sold Lex Luthor to Marvel.
Unprecedented move. No, it's not unprecedented. In a very precedented move, Disney bought DC and combined everything.
I hope not. I don't want that. I don't want
pretty
that.
soon it's going to be Disney's world.
We're just living in it.
Yep.
My down for the week was I was sick from Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Reason I didn't tell you I couldn't make softball until 10 a.m. on Friday is because I was actually praying that I could get out of bed on Friday and play.
But you said you came home from work.
I came home from work on Thursday.
Oh, okay.
Not Friday. So I have I went to the doctor, and basically I couldn't walk on Thursday at all. Friday, I woke up, tried to get out of bed, couldn't really walk at all. Like my legs were just jello. My arms. Today is the first day I can actually hold a glass of water with one hand.
Wow.
It sucked. I felt like I had furry rabies.
Literally, because you had to use a straw the whole time.
So yeah,
I'm sorry.
Oh, we can't use straws anymore. They've been outlawed. Banned. Plastic straws are banned.
Can you use paper straws?
Eh.
You know, plastic straws do a lot of good for a lot of people with very serious medical problems.
Yeah, disabilities. And
Banning them would be a bad idea.
no, you need washable straws. Reusable straws.
they want reusable ones.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Anyways, so
So everyone just has to bring their own straws with them.
Yep.
yeah, a giant one.
Yeah. Thanks for looking after us, government.
Down the hall.
No, I'm sorry.
I never got a fever, never had anything like that, but they said basically it was a mono-type virus because I had mono a couple years ago.
Really?
Really? I think that was a bad idea of the week.
It was a bad idea of the week.
Don't get mono.
Catching mono, so you missed the trip up to Columbus.
That was a rough one. But he said it wasn't that, but it was a strand of it, and he's like, basically, I was like, I can't move my arm.
So what you had was like the mono equivalent of shingles?
I have no idea what shingles is. Besides, I know that
Shingles is the terrible disease that you can get if you had chicken pox.
Yes, what does it do?
Oh, it gives you a terrible rash and feels
I never had it.
terrible. But I'm just saying, it's like since you had the mono...
I got what you're saying.
Yes.
Yes.
Jason, can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Stop making out with 16-year-olds.
I don't know how I got it. It was rough. It was I will say it was a really rough time. So
Next he's going to get the HPV.
I got shots. They got shots for that.
But you didn't get them, did you?
I don't know. Should we get them? I don't know.
I'm probably 95% sure I have HPV.
That's HIV. There's a difference, Jim.
No, it's HPV.
You talk about one letter being important in that one. Especially when you're talking to a date.
Well, I have PVC.
Are you positive? I'm HIV positive.
So that was my down. The good news is I got to watch a lot of movies. I saw Game Night. My wife and I actually watched that. She's like, since you're useless, you want to just watch a movie Saturday night? I was like, I guess. She's like, are you going to stay awake for it? Because I was just in
Can't
and
guarantee that.
Yeah, I was in and out of sleep all week. So we did watch Game Night with Jason Bateman and Amy whatever. It okay. Did you like it, Jim?
I did enjoy it. I loved, well, what's his name? The cop character.
The guy next door, Oliver, or whatever his name is.
What's his?
I will look it up
The
for you.
actor's name. He was in Friday Night Lights and in
The movie or the TV show?
TV show.
Oh.
And he was in Breaking Bad.
Oh, Jesse Plemons?
Jesse Plemons.
Okay.
Yes. He's just so awkward in almost anything he does, and he plays his characters great.
It was I enjoyed it. It was a lot different than I thought. I didn't know how it was going to go, and it was a little bit weird. I enjoyed it though. I mean, it wasn't something I was upset to watch. But my wife and I both looked at it, and she goes, "That was odd." I was like, "Yes."
It was odd.
Was it better or worse than the previews made you think?
It wasn't as funny, but it was not laugh out loud funny. But there was chuckles in that. It was still humorous.
Yeah.
But it was a little bit
Dark humor in there?
Yeah.
There's dark humor in there.
Yeah.
And I like Kyle Chandler plays a different character than he
I did
normally
like
does. Lamorne Morris is funny in most things. In most
Yeah.
things he does too, so that was enjoyable.
I like when the actual not the paid actors that were supposed to kidnap him, but the other ones came in and beat the shit out of him.
The actual
And
fight, and they're just watching it. Going,
everyone else is
they're
just
eating
like,
popcorn, watching Kyle Chandler just get the crap kicked out of him.
"Good job, guys. Drive safe."
That's after they came in and they knocked Jeffrey right out.
Yes, from Westworld. I was like, "Hey, fucking Bernard." He
you
annoys me and everything.
You said Jeffrey Wright, and I thought Jeffrey Rush. I went, he was in that?
Yeah, Jeffrey Rush was in it. Let's see, and then I did see, since I was in bed on Thursday and Friday, I got to watch The Staircase, about the murder of the woman that fell down the stairs. There were been rumors that an owl had knocked her down. There's been rumors that her
Oh, yeah, this one.
husband who's an author.
It wasn't
killed.
Al, it was Screech, the superhero from
From-
The Incredibles 2.
Is that who it is? Is
Yeah.
that who did it? Fucker. I forgot when you said Screech. I thought for a second Saved by the Bell.
No, it wasn't Dustin
giant
Diamond.
penis.
But this was pretty much the murder that they based the murder on in the John
Trial.
Lithgow show, Trial and
Trial and
Error.
Error,
Yeah.
yes.
Did they not bring that back?
They did. It's on now.
Is it?
Yeah, 2 episodes already. It's
Oh,
on Thursday
crap.
nights.
I'm going to have to make sure TiVo's getting those.
And then, but like I said, it was good. There was some like the trial part. They focused a lot on like the mundane things, and I was like, okay, this is a little struggle. This is a struggle. It's good if you like the mystery, or you know.
Did they have a murder board?
No.
Oh.
In the new one, they have a baby board. Baby board. Baby board. Come on, guys, murder board. Josh, you just gotta let it go. It's organic. Come on, you just gotta let it flow. Trial and Error is great, though. I will say that. That is a fun show. The first 2 episodes were not as good as last season so far, but I felt like the first couple episodes of last season weren't that good until they got into the flow of it.
Yeah.
Kristen Chenoweth is the celebrity on trial this year.
Oh, okay.
She basically runs the town, like she's everybody loves her in town and that.
John
so.
Lithgow's not on trial still?
No.
Did they have the finish?
Yeah, he got acquitted. He got
Well,
convicted,
well-
and then they found out that it was actually an owl that did it.
Oh.
Well, it sounds like you're going to have to
I'm
go
gonna have
watch
to
the last
rewatch-
episode.
I'm going to have to rewatch last
entire season.
Did I miss the last episode?
It only took 2 episodes until Kristen Chenoweth did a song.
All right.
She can be a bit much in some roles.
She is a little bit much. She is. But I
But
like
she-
the supporting cast.
She was great in Pushing Daisies.
Never saw it.
You should watch that.
Well, what about Glee?
Well, she might have been much
Yeah,
too
she
much
was a
in
little
Glee.
bit too much in Glee.
But everything in Glee was a little bit too much.
Yeah.
I mean, they said, we'll take everything to amp it up to 12.
10 years ago, when I got a job with a company, they actually brought Kristen Chenoweth in for a concert, and she did a hell of a job.
Oh, she's a great singer.
The
Yeah.
concert was good, really well. It was when she was just getting off Legally Blonde on Broadway,
Ah.
and she did a great show.
Well, she pretty much made the character of Galinda in Wicked.
Wicked.
Yeah, that everybody who plays that character is just trying to play her.
Yeah.
Well, I did before I saw her in concert 10 years ago. Had no idea who she was. I knew she was from Broadway, but I didn't know who she was. But I left that show. My wife and I were like, "Wow, that's pretty damn good. She's impressive."
And then she talks, and you're like, "Oh my god, oh my god!" And then she sings, you're like, "How?"
It's kind of like me.
That's the thing is I think Pushing Daisies is where I first noticed her. So
Did she sing?
No.
Oh.
She might have had a song in one episode or something. But
She sang once or twice in Glee.
Anything else up for you guys?
And my television watching this past week, in between watching episodes of Winona Earp, I watched 4 seasons of Longmire.
How was Longmire?
It was pretty good.
Is there only 4 seasons?
There's 6.
Okay. Is it better than Winona Earp?
In between episodes of watching Winona Earp, I watched 4 seasons of Longmire.
So yes.
I'm not saying yes or no.
You Winona Earpers, you can email Jim at powerbottom@graphicnovice.com. Moving on. Whew. Anything else, Jeff? You good?
I think I'm good.
I do have one other thing that I wanted to talk about. We have just become, we're on nerdly.co.uk. Good day, Governor.
Hello, Becca.
We're
Cheeky
on
cunt.
Tangent Bound Network, Danger Entertainment Network,
Danger.
WeBeGeeksPC.com. Every Wednesday it drops. And we're also on Geek Life Radio.
Geek Life.
10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central on
Fridays.
But we just got asked, and we just agreed to also go to a new online radio site. Hobie is moving on up. Molehole Broadcast. Just to let you know, the guys that we've talked about before on Mole Man podcast, they do some conspiracy theories and that. It's Molehole Talk Radio, so you can look that up, like their Facebook page. It just started, and there's a schedule. Odd Dad Out is on it. Is one of the
Nice.
things.
Sweet.
Let's see here. From 12 till 5, midnight till 5 a.m., they're having blocks. They're having a lot of weird shows on at that time. So if you're working third shift, it's kind of a fun little thing. They have a lot of different shows. He's still starting it, so it's just beginning. And then we are on, let me get this right. I just want to make sure I'm right. We're on Tuesdays. Just to let you know. No, we're not. I will get us when we're at. They actually just changed it. I'm sorry. We're on Wednesdays at 6 a.m. The History of Bad Ideas.
Okay.
Damn, all right.
And I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jeff. What was
Well, I
it?
was just saying that is Mountain Time, if I am not
Yes,
mistaken.
it is Mountain Time.
Yeah, they do everything Mountain Time.
I'm sorry. And the reason why I messed this up is because they just changed it. We're on Wednesday at 6 a.m. So our new episode will be coming out. So that's nice. And then we're on Saturdays at 3 p.m. So if you're working around the house, you're around there. We're right before Miserable Retail Slave at 5 p.m.
Ooh, I'll have
So-
to give them a listen because
Well, we get a 2-hour block. Man, we have to lengthen our shows.
So we have 2 hours in there at that time, and that's so they're just starting, but it's Molehole Radio, Talk Radio. Take a listen to them. At nighttime, they're having a lot of their conspiracy podcasts will be on too. So just to let you guys know that
I'm going to start singing humming the X-Files theme song when
Go
you
ahead,
talk
Jeff,
about
do it.
that. But
He can't remember it.
I'm like it. No, that's Jeopardy. I can't get it to flow smoothly.
Well, nice try.
and also Epic Film Guys are on there.
They are epic.
Yes, they are. And Wrestle Me This, a wrestling podcast, is on there. But there's a lot of great shows on there. So we just want to say thank you for bringing us aboard. But yeah, so we're on another online radio site. So check them out. And rumor has it there might be some giveaways at the expo with their stuff.
Excellent.
So,
I just have to thank all these people that are willing to put us on the air so they can listen to Jason be really, really obnoxious and annoying.
I've actually been really calmed down. It's because I'm about ready to fall asleep here. But,
That's true. Knock on wood, he hasn't really done any impersonations.
Shut up.
I'll be honest, I don't think I have the energy. So maybe you should ask for me to get this mono thing every week.
Good, then I'll have to do impersonations tonight.
I'll get some energy. We are on Twitter at Bad Ideas Podcast. And you can follow us there. We're also on Facebook at The History of Bad Ideas. But on Twitter every week we have at least one poll, and we call it the Twitter Poll of the Week.
Yay!
And this week was, what was your favorite trailer from San Diego Comic-Con? We'll talk about this in News of the Geek a little bit.
Did they only have 3 trailers?
Well, we did the best ones because I had 2 lists, and that first list was not, well, like there was not many. And then as soon as I put the first list out for the poll, literally within 20 minutes, all these
The
trailers
new
came
ones
out.
dropped.
Yep.
Okay.
So we had Shazam with Don Knotts, Aquaman, and Godzilla, King of the Monsters.
It's not Don Knotts.
Yeah, it's Jim
It's
Neighbors.
Jim Neighbors.
Whatever.
It's the same character, same guy. He's exactly the same guy. There's no difference.
They're both
In
dead,
Jason's mind.
They're both dead, right?
Yeah, Don Knotts did just pass like last year, didn't he?
Yeah,
Okay, so they're both dead.
I don't know,
Anyways,
is Jim Neighbors dead?
I think so. I thought he was a
Okay.
couple years ago.
Bob Denver is dead too.
Yes.
What? John Denver?
Yes, John Denver is too. Don't build an airplane. Let's see here. In last place with 24% of the vote, Godzilla, King of the Monsters. That was my favorite trailer.
I didn't see it.
Aquaman. Oh, I'm sorry. Winning 48% to 28%. Aquaman beat out Shazam. Aquaman looked pretty fun. Shazam looked fun. They all look good.
The
Shazam
only
looked
one
fun.
The only one I saw was Aquaman.
I'll
So.
show you Shazam after the show.
Yeah. I just Zach Levy I'm just
Is he playing?
Shazam.
yeah.
See, I grew up in a time where his name wasn't Shazam, and I can't bring myself to call Captain Marvel Shazam.
They did say, the director did say that they're not going to name him Captain Marvel.
I know they're not. DC did. God, it's almost been 10 years, I think, since they officially dropped all Captain Marvel references.
Yeah.
But that's what he's. I mean, his name Shazam is just what he says. It's not his name, and it just. I still can't call him Shazam.
Zach Levy looks like he's having fun with it.
It looks like he's having fun with it, but even with him being in a couple of the Thor movies, just he's still Chuck.
That's what a lot of people said. They can't get past that.
So if I didn't watch Chuck, then I'd be all right.
Maybe.
I watched the trailer once, and I was like, okay, that looks fun. But I'm not sure if I'm sold on it. And then I think I've seen it 7 times since.
Wow.
And I really am enjoying it.
You know, I actually know Zach Levy because he was in Heroes Reborn.
Yes,
That's where I know him from.
But I guess thinking of Zach Levy in something different, I guess would be similar to like seeing John Krasinski play like a badass soldier
Jack Ryan.
when he is, or even when
13 hours.
Yeah, 13 hours when he's Jim Halpert.
Yes.
But I mean, he's pretty big dude.
Well, he was up for Captain America. He lost out to Chris Evans. So I think he could have done a good job as Captain America. Not at that point, though.
Yeah.
I think he needed. They needed some time.
Because they'd still see him as Jim Halpert.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then again, I still can't believe we didn't see Chris Evans as Torch Boy.
That's true. He played a hell of a Torch Boy. Oh
yeah,
gosh.
you have a problem seeing Ryan Reynolds as Green Lantern.
I don't. There's a lot of reasons why there was a trouble.
Speaking of that, Comcast gave up their bid for Fox.
Oh, did they?
Yep. So Disney, as long as it gets approved,
Has no competition for it now.
no competition. Hobie is putting in $50 to get this, so we're hoping to get it. All we want is
If we get Fox for $50, that would.
we just want
gas.
Fantastic Four.
So we can bury it. No one will ever.
No, because then we would lose it after 7 years. or
Okay.
something, but
We'll bury it for 7 years, and then we'll put
then
out.
we'll put out a Torch Boy.
Oh no, I'm going to have Traumavision do it. I think they could do it.
I don't know what that is.
Toxic Avenger people.
Oh, okay.
I do.
I'd just release the Roger Corman version officially.
Ooh, I like that.
I think we can get friend of the show, Huey Bull,
Yes.
to direct one.
You're damn straight he would.
I am in talks with Matthew Modine as well to be in it. Just
He
to
would
let you
make a
guys
good
know.
Mr. Fantastic.
He would. Unfortunately, we put him as Thing. So
Yeah, that was the problem.
The problem
We
with Matthew
miscast him.
Modine, I mean, he's still typecast as like Hopper from Stranger Things.
you know, it is tough to get out of that sheriff role. It really is. I don't know what to tell you, Matthew. I don't know what to tell you. You come over to Hobie, we'll get you into the styrofoam brick suit. Good news is, If we don't
And
put
we're
him
not even giving him a styrofoam brick suit. We're just drawing bricks on a sweatshirt.
The good news is Michael Chiklis is still stuck in the styrofoam suit from the original Fantastic Four, so he could probably come along as well. We could put him in.
I don't know. I think we should try and get the suit from Arrested Development that they used for the Fantastic Four.
God.
I don't know what that is.
They made a musical for the Fantastic Four, and yeah, it was not good.
Was it better than the Roger Corman one?
No.
Is it better than Nightman from Sunny in Philly?
No.
Okay.
Nightman.
Nightman. Okay, so let's do some listener feedback.
That sounds like it's time for the bomb listener feedback. Sponsored by Disney's New Land of Intolerance, where we always hold you accountable for what you say, even if you apologize and were forgiven decades ago. So, first of our listener feedback is from Doug.
Hey, Pans.
Number one fan. Can't give yourself a nickname.
Oh,
I'm
talking
going to
about.
be called the Hammer.
Oh, that's appropriate because his question is, how come I'm still referred to as Ape Hands, but Dr. Bednar isn't referred to as Dr. Nazi anymore?
Well, let's see here.
Because Nazis aren't funny anymore.
No, they're not. We do apologize to Dr. Bednar for that many times. It's called a lawsuit. So, good news is...
Well, the two reasons. One, Dr. Bednar is not a Nazi.
Never was.
Never was. And two, you do have ape hands.
So,
There's a story this week that broke that there was an independent wrestler. His name is Blitzkrieg, and he came out saluting like a German Nazi, not German, sorry, as a Nazi, and I forget I think it was Virginia. I'm not 100% sure on that one, but it made it online, and I guess he's been doing this act for like 10 years now.
Yeah.
He's a teacher. And the elementary school found out about it, so now they're investigating if he's going to be allowed to come back or they're going to fire him.
He's playing a heel character in a wrestling.
Independent wrestling that had a population of about 100 at the crowd.
But I mean, he's playing the heel.
And they admit that they understand that. And I'm like, do you
Do
understand
you?
that?
I don't think you do understand.
Is he
that.
as bad as the revolting blob who once sat on a guy's head until he died?
Did it pop? So, what was scarier is the kids in the crowd, some of them were cheering Blitzkrieg and had signs that they supported him. So, I don't know what is worse. Maybe we should worry about that end of it instead of actual worrying about Blitzkrieg. But yeah, he's under investigation now.
So what you're saying is, in 2 or 3 years, we won't even be able to have Nazis even as villains in our movies. We're going to have to do the German thing and just erase that part from our history books.
My question is...
Well, you got to tear down all those statues first.
Moving on down the hall, my question is, though, would anybody in the school system, or like any of the kids' parents, even know this guy is this wrestler?
Well, they will if it goes viral.
Well, now, because one person put it out there like, this guy's a teacher. It's like, I get that, you know, you have that aspect of it, but he's also doing this on his own free time. He's, you know, doing something separate, not associated with anything else. He's playing a whole different, he's playing a different character.
Yeah, he's acting a role.
So, yeah. So they said they're investigating it. Just thought I would send it out.
So, if, say, their teacher was doing community theater and played a Nazi in a play.
Say he was playing Hitler in a community theater of Inglourious Bastards. That would be an interesting take on it.
I actually want to see a community theater version of Inglourious
Okay,
Bastards.
so I got the rights to the community theater for this. Matthew Modine is playing a soldier. I hope you're excited.
Soldier.
Just a soldier. Yeah, he's
You're not even giving him, like, the Brad Pitt role?
No, he's
he's-
typecast. I can't put him as
he's in the
that.
chorus. He's a background dancer. He plays a tree in one scene.
He's the utility man. Matthew Modine, utility man.
Oh, you're making me feel bad for Matthew Modine.
Don't.
Well, I shouldn't, but you're making me feel like the best he could do is be in our...
He was in Bye Bye Love. Don't feel bad for him.
He did know Paul Reiser.
Yes.
Who doesn't?
I don't
He's
know
a friend
Paul
of the
Reiser.
show. If he would respond.
Yeah, he's not a friend of the show. Just because you harass him doesn't mean he's a friend of the show.
Does that make Kevin James a friend of the show?
God.
Matthew Modine is a friend of the show because he responded to a tweet or two.
3. Yeah, we're hot stuff. Of course, if that's the case, Yui Bull did too. Ugh.
Yep, Yui Bull's a friend of the show.
Yeah, that's why we're going to direct Matthew Modine in the Fantastic Four.
He can't. Yui Bull's not directing anything else. You might as well throw him in. Now I want to see a Yui Bull
We
Fantastic
can get
Four.
Jonathan Lipnicki in our...
Yes, he is famous. He's talked to us. He threatened to kick one of our friends.
Well, no, our friend threatened to kick him in the face first as a little kid.
Well, he had to come. I'll be honest. He had to come.
Oh, the question was, what kid from television would you want to kick in the face? And he picked Jonathan Lipnicki.
I
He
agree.
said a roundhouse kick to the
roundhouse
face.
kick
He
to the face.
specified
Yeah.
he wanted to
That kid was
roundhouse
fucking
kick.
annoying in Jerry Maguire.
Yeah, but have you seen him now?
Well, yeah, he's a tough ass. Okay, so Lipnicki is Torch Boy. Modine is Mr. Fantastic. Yui Bull's directing.
Tara Reid can play Invisible Girl.
She can play Invisible Girl. You don't even know she's there.
We will say it's Tara Reid, but get nobody.
I
Because
like
it's
it.
Invisible Girl.
Yeah, you don't need anybody to play that
Still better
character.
acting range than Tara Reid. That empty space right there is doing better job.
I don't know. In the last Sharknado movie, she really expanded her role.
Doesn't she have a robot arm or something?
No,
But
she blew up and she was a cyborg.
Awesome.
I was going to say expanded her role. By that you mean she expanded?
No,
got
they blew
big?
her up.
They blew her up. She expanded outward.
No, they actually exploded her.
Yes. Blew her up. Expanded her all over
Okay,
the...
who do we got for a thing? Who's doing thing?
The thing was Matthew Modine.
Okay, so he's doing
He's
two
doing two
roles.
roles?
No, you had him in the
Okay,
rock
so who's
suit.
Mr. Fantastic?
I don't know yet. We have to have casting for that.
Okay.
I think Blake will probably try and take it.
We need to get somebody else to respond to a tweet.
Or we can get Brian's really good friend, Brian Hackney, listener of the show. We can get his really good friend, Nick Swarsden.
I like it. There you go. When I think Mr. Fantastic, that's who I think.
Nick Swarsden.
Okay, there we
No,
go.
he'd have to be the thing.
Matthew Modine's back to Mr. Fantastic. You know what? If this doesn't write itself, I know what does. Yui, get on it.
Okay. Now time for our next part
So
of
we
listener
hope
feedback.
that answers your question, Doug.
Yes. From Nick. All right. Oh, that's awful. I thought you weren't going to do any impersonations. Stop.
Well, okay, this used to be a fun...
Yeah, okay, let's go. Jeff or Tony, Sony. Marilyn Monroe shows up at your house dressed as Dan Deerdorf. Fuck, marry, or kill.
Who do you have left?
I can't remember what I have left. I know I killed Dan Deerdorf as a bum.
What would you do? I think you killed him again as Marilyn Monroe.
So then I'll fuck and marry Marilyn Monroe as Dan Deerdorf?
I want to see him in a wig with Dan popping out of the cake. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mr. Hobie. Okay, Dan, you can just die now.
Okay, so he's going to fuck and marry Marilyn Monroe dressed as Dan Deerdorf. I mean,
Whichever one I didn't use, or if
Oh, Marilyn Monroe's dressed as Dan Deerdorf.
Yes.
Oh, that was just the opposite.
No, that was
No.
last week, or
two weeks ago, he was...
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, you fucked a skeleton. Good job.
2 weeks ago, it was Dan Deerdorf as Marilyn Monroe. This week, it's Marilyn Monroe as Dan Deerdorf.
Okay.
We're going to assume that it's a live version of Marilyn Monroe.
Well, I hope so, because that embalming fluid could get bad. You've had worse.
I mean, I hear people like to drink that shit.
We'll get to that. Moving on, what else we got?
Okay, we got from the Pop Culture Podcast. Okay, boys. Trailer that gave you the biggest boner. Also the one that sucked donkey dink.
Ooh.
Ooh. I think he was referring to San Diego Comic-Con, but...
Oh, I thought
have
you
to-
meant anytime.
Well, you know what? Let's do anytime. Let's open it up here.
Red Sparrow, maybe?
Emmanuel in space?
Oh.
Red Sparrow with the give.
Now, is he talking about actual real boner, or is he just talking about your geek boner?
I think it's up to you. Your choice.
I'm doing real boner.
I think figuratively, not real here. I would say The Phantom Menace was one of the best trailers I've
I
ever
was
seen.
thinking the same thing.
God, what a waste.
I know.
Well, the trailer is good if you just go with that as the
The
movie.
trailer was fantastic.
Trailer is amazing. So I'm going with that. The worst trailer, Attack of the Clones, because I saw The Phantom Menace. I was like, that doesn't matter. This sucks.
Worst trailer.
Torque.
Torque's up there,
No, that was a fun trailer.
but I might have to go with Congo.
Congo is another one I was actually thinking about because that was a horrible trailer.
I'm trying to think of a trailer that is like a movie I would have wanted to see, but the trailer was so bad
Wait a
it's not
minute.
coming to me.
We're idiots. Number one fan gave us the worst trailer ever, Under the Rainbow, from a couple weeks ago. Wasn't that it? With the
I didn't
little
think-
people?
I didn't think it was a terrible trailer.
Okay, I'm going Under the Rainbow. That was a horrible trailer.
I'm still going with
Congo?
Congo.
But Tim Curry's impressions, or his accent kept coming and going.
But where you are the endangered species.
They shot bows and arrows in the book. Ugh.
Yeah, you know what I'm going to say out there? Like a movie where the trailer looked pretty bad that I didn't want to see the movie, and turns out like everyone loves the movie.
Yeah.
Is Galaxy Quest.
Oh, yeah, you're not a big fan of that.
I never actually really saw it because
He
I
didn't
honestly
like the
thought the trailer made me not want to see the movie.
Okay.
I think that movie it wore on me. It is a cult classic.
I think it is a little overrated, but I enjoyed it a lot. Speaking of cult classics, did you see Super Troopers 3 is now being made?
I did not.
I haven't seen Super Troopers 2 yet.
I have not either,
I
but
have
they
not.
said...
I'm like, I saw that it was out on video. I'm like, doesn't it have to come to the theaters first?
It was out.
So my sister was like, it's been out already. I'm like, did we talk about that on the show?
Yes, we did.
Because I don't remember it being out
This
now.
one will not be crowdfunded because it did it did enough money. It made more than the first Super Troopers.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, the first one was the first thing that got them noticed.
The first one, I think, is made money on DVD. So that's.
Oh,
where
I'm sure it probably did.
Um,
But it made money for the studio, not for necessarily the producers or the cast.
I will say another good one, and this is a long time ago. For anime, it was Disney's Dinosaur. Remember that movie? It was like a CGI type thing, and you actually saw like a asteroid coming to Earth, and you thought, "Oh crap! They're actually going to blow up this thing." There was no words in it, so the original thought was, "Oh, this is going to be straight. It's a Disney cartoon or Disney CGI animated film." But there's no words. They're just going to do straight, dinosaurs and everything else.
Wrong.
And it was awful. Awful.
Oh, maybe a trailer that made me not want to watch it would be Jurassic Park Fallen Kingdom. That's a bad trailer.
That's a bad trailer. I'll give you that.
Yep, I'll give you
I'll
that
give you
too.
that. It gave away everything, not only, but yes.
I didn't see the movie because I watched the trailer. I'm like, this does not appeal to me one bit.
And
It
if
was
that's
not.
what the majority of the movie was the trailer, then wow, I can't imagine doing that for 2 hours.
That's what she said.
But
Ah! What else we got?
Okay, we got from Sean at Pittsburgh Nerd. What would you do if you ever got caught between the moon and New York City?
it isn't pretty, but it's true.
I don't know what this is.
You don't know this song? Oh, never mind. This is a theme song to Arthur, the
Yes.
Dudley Moore movie, as sung by Christopher Cross.
Crisscross?
Yes.
Okay.
See, honestly, if I got caught midway between the moon and New York City, I would suffocate. So,
unless you were in a spaceship.
I don't have access to one.
But you might have been put in one. Just because you don't have the access doesn't mean that somebody didn't put you in one.
This isn't Passengers.
It
Chris
might be.
Pratt and Jennifer Lawrence.
I'd sleep with Jennifer Lawrence.
I'll take Chris Pratt.
Three-way, there we go.
Yummy.
I'm just going to say yes.
Hi. How's your abs?
I hope that answers your question, Sean. The answer is a three-way with Chris Pratt and Jennifer Lawrence.
Yes.
Two-way with Chris Pratt.
Okay, now we got from the Besotted Geek.
Canadian of the Year.
Will Blake ever see Avengers Infinity War? Do you think the time travel will piss him off?
Yes and yes.
I got no and yes.
I got no and yes.
He'll see it eventually.
I don't think he will. I'll be honest. I don't think he will. Maybe he'll be there instead of the expo. He'll be watching it in the green room on his iPad.
That could be.
Drinking beer.
Yes.
Okay, now we have from Des Hassing. Why don't you guys receive more questions?
We actually do a pretty good job on questions.
I think because nobody likes us.
Well, that too.
Well, we only get like the same 10 people giving us questions.
That's not true. We're about 15, 20.
15?
Okay,
20?
well,
Okay.
for all you other listeners out there that don't normally ask questions, please send us more questions.
At Bad Ideas Podcast on Twitter or the History of Bad Ideas on Facebook. Please do.
And when you send them, yell at Jason saying, I am asking a question for the podcast, so please include it, because he'll probably forget to let the intern
If
know.
I get one, I usually send it over to the intern to put on the show notes.
Okay, so write big red flags. Hello, intern. Who's the intern this week? Are we still at Lloyd?
Lloyd is still here. He's still doing a decent job. Scary Thoughts actually just tweeted us one. Was there more representation for smaller projects and companies with Marvel's footprint being much smaller at San Diego Comic-Con this year? I don't know if there's a lot more smaller projects, but there's a lot more TV this year than there was movies. Marvel was not participating. Disney was not participating because they do their D23 Expo. So San Diego Comic-Con, I think you have more. I think you might have a little bit smaller companies involved. But I saw a lot more TV shows being trailers.
So I'm going to go ahead and throw it out. Was there any comic news coming from Comic-Con?
There was the Uncanny X-Men are coming back to comic books. It's amazing what happens when Disney buys X-Men that Marvel will put it back in the comic books. Because before it was Marvel's had X-Men Red and X-Men Blue, and they did not have Uncanny. Now they're canceling those two titles and making it Uncanny. That was your big thing.
That was the big thing.
They also had the writer for Batman number 50, issue 50, who was supposed to get married to Catwoman in it. Spoilers, it did not happen. Because she said that she can't marry Batman because he would be happy and his darkness is what defines him as a vigilante and saving people. So Catwoman ran away. So the fanboys were all pissed off.
So she shit all over Batman.
She did.
This sounds like a terrible Julia Roberts film.
Fucking psycho women.
Coming out next month. Julia Roberts as Catwoman.
Catwoman shitting all over Batman.
And cat litter. Coming soon from Sony. But no, so here's the sad part, though. Because you had so many fucking idiots that did not like it, which is fine. But then the writer was receiving death threats.
Oh, well,
So he had a bodyguard walk around San Diego Comic-Con.
I did see him walking around with
Yes.
the bodyguard. I suppose it was on...
It was on Twitter.
Did they?
I retweeted it because it was kind of funny.
Oh, maybe that's where I saw it.
He's like, this is George or Roger or whatever. He's like, he's my bodyguard because people gave me death threats. He's really bored because I'm looking at toys for my kids. Yes, that's it. But yes, it's sad that this guy had to have a bodyguard because of it.
It's disturbing that fans of these movies and these shows and everything and comics feel so entitled that things have to go the way that they believe, or they're going to threaten and
maybe even act upon
it. Same things. The last Star Wars.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
The people are so irate the way it happened that they actually file a petition to get it changed. No, just deal with it. You didn't like the other movie. Yeah. The hack on the other movies was that, it's too much. It's too similar to the other ones. Mm-hmm. But this one went a completely different way, but it wasn't what we thought it was going to be. No, exactly. It was different. Yeah.
Deal with it. Different.
Yeah,
okay, do you want to say?
No, we don't want the same. We don't want different.
If it was what you thought it was going to be, then why bother making it?
Yeah.
We may mock movies and TV shows and everything.
Us?
But at the end of the day, it's just a movie or a TV show or a comic book. We don't really care.
Yeah. We certainly never endorse making a death threat or hounding people.
Is that the line you're drawing? Good job, Jeff. What do you do?
Let me finish.
Okay, sorry.
Can I finish?
No.
I think you can.
No.
Go ahead.
No, but hound people online, or so they quit social media just because they were an actor in a movie. I mean, if you don't like it, say, I'm sorry, it disappointed me, and move on with your life.
The more you know. What else we got?
We got from Kevin at Cincy Explorer. Black Panther only needs 96K to top 700 million. So if we all take 10 of our friends to see it one more time, is it possible?
No.
No.
I'm going to try. I'll get some updates for you here while we're going to see.
Because I don't know where it's actually still playing around here.
Yeah, I'm about to say, if it's still playing, wouldn't it be at like $1 cinemas?
Or it could be someplace like the smaller theaters like Esquire or something, just trying to...
Or do they still have any of the dinner theaters or whatnot?
So, yeah, something like that might have it.
Movie grills or whatever they call those. But you're only paying like $1 or $2 for the movie at the bottom. So, I mean, it's not like it's the $10 to $12 price or higher at some places. And the simple fact of the matter is it's already out on video.
Is it?
Black Panther?
Is it digital?
I think so.
I think it's just digital. I don't think it's actually come out.
It's usually 2 weeks later.
Okay, well then next week it'll be out on... Probably as we're recording this, it's been released today because it's usually on Tuesdays.
As of now, it's at $699,937,428.
So 63,000 and change.
63,000. That's a lot.
Yeah.
But it did make 30,000 since in about a week.
Yeah.
So just hold on for 3 more weeks. Come on, do it. What else we got?
We got some corrections.
Oh, this was rough.
Glad I wasn't here last week for this one.
This is pretty bad.
Regarding last week's question, earlier this month, Trump announced the need for a Space Force. I think that we really need a Spice Force 5, Spice Girls. Who makes up your Spice Force 5? From Randall Holt. Listening to the episode now, you all totally botched that whole thing. My comment was about Spice Force 5. Chris Richardson actually sent a question, and he wanted podcasters as a space force, not musicians. Hashtag fire the intern.
Lloyd fired. Moving on.
It's gone. Oh.
We need another intern, so send your resumes to...
interns at graphicnovice.com.
Yes.
Unfortunately, no intern's going to be reading the email, so it could get bundled up. We do apologize to Chris, not to Chris, but to Randall. Apologize for that. Lloyd really fucked that up. Chris, we apologize for your question. We were going to get to it about what podcasters should make up Space Force, but unfortunately we ran out of time. Moving on, what else we got?
From Professor Number 1 at Dr. Number 1. How does legalizing sports betting hurt Las Vegas? Or are you going to see Britney Spears at the Planet Hollywood Casino?
Yes and yes.
Does it?
Yeah.
Does it? Yes.
It affects it a little
bit. I mean, it's still a destination. Mm-hmm. It's still with all the stuff around there.
It's still the center of the U.S. gambling world.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to say, let's have my bachelor party in Toledo, Ohio, and go gamble if that's legal up there.
That ain't a bad idea.
Well,
Toledo,
Jeannie from Hobie's up there, so we could say hi to her.
Yeah, we could.
But Vegas is no longer the number one spot for bachelor and bachelorette parties in the United States.
What is?
Nashville.
Really?
Yes.
Huh. That's interesting.
That happened even before they legalized sports betting.
I would see, on the second question, I would still see Britney Spears at Planet Hollywood. I think she's gorgeous.
Wow, I can't disagree with you anymore on this.
She brings out the snake.
It just depends on the cost of the ticket.
Well, yeah, I'm not paying.
The cost of any ticket in Vegas is more than I'm willing to pay to see
Not
any
necessarily.
show.
There's some cheap ones.
No,
if
necessarily.
If you can get something comped or something, and maybe...
There's no way I will be able to get something comped.
Well, if you go to the casino that Clark Griswold went to, you're not going to win much. You're not going to get many comps there.
But he'll go to the buffet.
Oh, yeah.
And get some of the yellow, maybe some of the blue.
Don't get the red.
But
only bring one plate.
One plate, because it's an all-you-can-eat buffet.
I'd like to take his face off.
Sounds like we have our face-off from Dr. Number 1. Face-off is pretty much people give us 2 They're separate characters or groups, and then we have to decide who will win in a face-off. So Doctor Number One's face-off is between the fighters from Mortal Kombat versus Street Fighter.
So the Shaolin monks. You got Johnny Cage. You got Liu Kang.
Well, I'm going to tell you. Simple.
I'm just giving everybody, who you got versus Ken, Ryu, Bianca.
That's all you got in
No.
Street Fighter.
Blanca.
Who's going to win? Nope.
You got Mortal Kombat's going to beat the shit out of Street Fighter because there's only 2 people in Street Fighter.
In Street Fighter, it's a side-by-side scrolling game where it's just Ken and Ryu. So you got Ken and Ryu versus the 26 or so characters on Mortal Kombat now. So, Ken and Ryu do not stand a chance against everybody from Mortal Kombat.
I mean, even if it's just the first Mortal Kombat.
When you have like 8 or 10?
It's I think about 10 to 12 or something.
Do you get the
in there.
Minotaur guy in it?
What Minotaur guy?
At the end of Mortal Kombat, or are you just picking the Mortal Kombat contestants you can pick?
I think it's the fighters that you can...
What
Does he
Minotaur
become
guy?
an unlockable
You mean
character?
Goro, who has 4 arms, but he's not a Minotaur?
Maybe that's the second one. That's the second one, I think. I don't know. Moving on. You are right. That is Goro.
It's Goro.
There's a horse guy though somewhere. That might be in the second or third one. Maybe I'm just making it up.
I think he's making that one up.
That is right. That is Goro. Oh my god, I feel bad. Okay, go ahead. Sorry, Jeff. Go ahead.
No, I'm done.
That's it.
Mortal Kombat will beat Street Fighter.
Okay. So was Street Fighter like a poor man's Double Dragon?
Oh, it came out about the same time. But
It might have been a better version than Double Dragon. Double Dragon might have been a poor man's Street Fighter.
Okay.
Yeah. But then Street Fighter produced a lot of sequels.
Yeah.
Which is probably what a lot of people would want us to do.
Yeah, people probably want Street Fighter 2, but he didn't ask Street
He didn't
Fighter
answer
2.
that. We're just on Street Fighter.
Well played.
Okay. So it looks like we're moving on to News of the Geek.
It's time for another installment of the News of the Geek.
Ooh. So, News of the Geek. First, America's not the only one that can make bad movies, guys. So that's positive. Per ABC News, Asura, A-S-U-R-A, the most expensive film ever produced in China, has been pulled from theaters just a few days after it opened. The movie reportedly brought in less than 50 million yuan, or 7.4 million in ticket sales during its opening weekend. The movie, it was disappointing showing for a movie that took $112 million to make and 6 years to produce. Film was highly publicized in Chinese state media and backed by large companies such as Alibaba Pictures, Zhenjin Film Studio, and Nixia Film Group. I actually didn't do horrible on those.
I think it's Ningxia.
But I didn't do bad.
No, you got Alibaba right. I was expecting that one to trip you
Yeah,
up.
the bar for me reading is so low.
Yeah, well, you created it that low.
Yes.
I mean, to get under that bar, you'll be a great limbo contest.
Thank you. To make matters worse, July is generally a successful month for Chinese films due to the annual Hollywood blackout period during which foreign films are not allowed to be shown. Despite the monumental production costs and heavy publicity, moviegoers were not impressed with Asura.
They don't want state-run funded propaganda shoved down their throat.
Got a 3.1 out of 10 rating from 12,000 reviewers on the Chinese movie rating site Douban. One reviewer noting the millions that have been poured into the film wrote, "It's not poverty that limits your imagination, but rather lack of imagination that determines your poverty."
Oh, wow. I love that.
Another one wrote, "Hurry and come see it," because it's not going to be there much longer. One of the top 3 worst movies of 2018 has been born. The plot, which is based on Chinese mythology, follows a shepherd tasking with protecting the kingdom of Asura from attack. Several Chinese viewers criticize this plot as boring and unoriginal. You know what's a good story to read that's about the shepherd? From the comic book The Shepherd. Just letting you guys know.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the Bible.
No. Andrew Moriarty. He'll be at the Cincinnati Comic Expo. He'll be signing books there. He was also on our podcast about a year ago. So I know I totally missed that last name. But
Oh, you missed the first name, too.
I know,
so
but
it
I
doesn't matter.
really, really like him being Sherlock Holmes as an enemy. He's going to hit me when he sees me. But yes.
Well, the funny
read The
part
Shepherd.
was in the Sherlock TV show, the guy who plays Moriarty, like the actor's name is Andrew. So when you say Andrew Moriarty, I'm definitely picturing him.
Well, there it is. Did he write a book? The Shepherd?
I don't think so. I think that's Andreas Molinari.
That's easy for you to say.
Yeah, it is.
It's easy for a lot of people to say,
98% of the population.
but not people with a quote unquote speech impediment.
Anyways.
It's a brain impediment.
It is. On social media, several labeled parts of the film as a copycat of Game of Thrones. On the Chinese microblogging site Weebio, I'm just going with Weebio because that sounds fun. Users wrote lengthy list of holes in the plot of Asura. The announcement from Asura official Weebio account did not mention the reasons the film had been pulled from theater. It is unclear what comes next for the film that spared no expense.
Are they going to make an English language version for me to watch?
I really hope so.
I hope it's just dubbed really poorly.
with Jason doing the accents.
That would be.
Bonjour!
So people from the movie Asura, please contact Hobie and get Jason to do some dubbing over for the American
Look,
version.
the White Walkers are coming from the north. They're invading the wall. That's Game of Thrones. I even know that. What are you doing, Asura? So they said the producers are possibly reworking the film to release it again at a later date, because if you failed once, let's keep failing.
You got to throw some more money into it.
Yes.
I think where they really failed is they actually named the character Ned Stark.
And Sean Bean was in it. He died 10 minutes in.
Yes. Oh, well, that was like half the
problem
money was paying for Sean Bean and then paying for a graphic, horrific death scene.
No, the problem was Sean Bean was in it, but Sean Bean didn't agree to be in it. So they spliced together a bunch of Sean Bean's film roles together into a narrative.
I see him running in a suit to having the Ned Stark outfit. I like it.
To holding the Declaration of Independence.
Is that Nicolas Cage in the background? No, actually, that is Nicolas Cage. He decided to sign up for $12.
Yeah, Nicolas Cage actually signed up to be in the movie. No.
I didn't knowing. From the actor of Knowing. Let's see. So go see it, sir. Jeff, did you ever see the Russian superhero one?
No, I did not.
Oh, okay.
I've been trying to track it down. Maybe I should get, what do you call it, YouTube Red?
Yeah.
Because that seems to be the only place I found where it's available.
Oh, okay.
Is paying YouTube to watch it.
It's only like $10.
Yeah.
Just letting you know.
But if I was going to pay $10, I'd want to go see it in the theater.
Do you think it's better than Justice League?
Okay, everybody, we're asking for some crowdsourcing here. Send Jeff $10 so he can get YouTube Red. Thank you.
1 month. I think the first month's free.
It is.
But then I can't cancel my subscription right away.
Yes, you can. That's how it works. You try it. I think it's actually 7 days free. Just how long is it going to take you to watch a movie?
Well, if I'm getting YouTube Red, then I have to watch all of Cobra Kai.
And everything else they have on there, like Cobra Kai Season 2 and Cobra Kai. And Step Up. Oh, they have the Step Up
Step
one.
Up. Oh, yeah, they got the Step Up show. You're right.
Yeah, and then they got Asura.
Okay, so Jeff might need $20 now.
See, and the more we talk...
There's 3 shows! Even I can get through those. No, I can't. Anyways, San Diego Comic-Con wrap-up. We talked a little bit about it. Trailers for Aquaman came out. Glass, which was from the sequel to Split and Unbreakable.
I still need to see Split, too.
Yeah, I did too. The trailer looked good for Glass. It looked enjoyable.
Yeah.
I probably would have enjoyed it much better if I had seen Split.
You know, he's a bad guy, so I feel like that's, obviously I want to see Split, but I'm just saying I don't think it's horrible that you don't. Let's see. The Walking Dead was out there, season 9. Mayans, the new Sons of Anarchy movie or TV show is out there.
I'm intrigued with that because I was a big Suns fan, so...
Okay, so my question is this: the main star of I have no idea. I have not read anything. That's the only thing I saw because I won't go into it blind. And it starts in September. Do you think he's a cop, FBI agent?
No,
You don't think?
I don't think. There probably will be somebody, but I don't think the.
You don't think he's undercover?
No.
Okay. That was my biggest, and I'm not worried because I trust that they would write it well, but I was like, I wonder if he's an undercover cop in it. Let's see. That looked good, though. I like Mayans. It looked intriguing. I like that it takes in place after Sons of Anarchy.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't need a prequel. Let's see. Gods, Kings, and Monsters. I was talking about that. That was my favorite one. Mothra looked really damn good in it. It was beautifully shot. 11 is in it. Thank you, Jeff.
That's my Mothra impersonation.
It's a really good Mothra impersonation. Rodin is in it. Rodan.
I don't have a rodent impersonation.
There you go, thank you. And King, I never get his name right. Ghidorah, the three-headed monster.
Kinganuhuruhudu?
There you go.
Close enough.
The idea is now we don't know what's happening. Is Godzilla on his own side? Is Mothra helping him? Is it, everybody's going
Battle
against the king?
Royale, every man for himself, every
I don't
monster
know.
for himself.
Yeah, if you get thrown over the top ropes, you're out.
But
Or if you get decapitated, you're out.
now I would
Well, it
be-
depends if your power is to regenerate in your head. Then you,
Are we doing a point system like we do for the WWE Royal Rumble? Well, Godzilla used a building, so that's an illegal object. So that's a point.
well, flame shooting out his mouth. That's a finisher.
Mothra flew. Yay! Is that a finisher? I don't know Mothra's finisher.
I mean, does he ever really land outside the ring?
Why would you fly outside, like around the ring, if they can just watch you out of the sky to the ground?
If he lands, he's out. Do you get point for eliminating yourself? I don't know. Godzilla looks really good, though.
No, I think you don't get points for eliminating yourself.
Oh, damn it. We gotta make sure of that next season, next year, next Rumble. Let's see. Shazam, which we talked about. That looked really fun. Aquaman, Jeff, you saw that. What was your thoughts on it?
I thought it looked pretty good.
Okay.
I'm intrigued to watch it. There are a couple things here or there that I'm like, or they might be going too far with that angle type thing. But damn, Black Manta looked cool.
Yeah, he looked exactly like the book. Mm-hmm. And I love his character.
Especially because he looks terrible in the book, to be honest. That's like a goofy
It is a big helmet.
that he wears. And
I thought it was a
whatnot.
clam.
That's kind of what it looks like.
Are you excited about it?
As excited as I am about any superhero movie.
2 hours of movie with Jason Momoa with no shirt on. Okay.
Oh, yeah. That comes out in December. I didn't realize it was this year.
Yeah, I do have to say I'm still have to see Justice League.
We will see that. You and I.
Jason's illness prevented us from watching it this last week.
I think illness is going to make us. We're going to feel ill after watching it.
Go in with zero expectations.
I have none.
Yeah.
I have none.
But I'm still.
In fact, go in
I'm
with
not
the
100%
expectation
sold.
that it might be the worst villain of all time.
Oh yeah, I heard that. Yeah,
Steppenwolf.
Yes, and then once you get over that,
he probably doesn't even sing "Born to Be Wild," does he?
no,
Magic Carpet Ride.
nope.
At least Magic Carpet Ride.
Once you go into that, you can actually might enjoy yourself.
Okay. I like Cyborg and Flash. The 10 minutes that I've seen, I like Ezra Miller in it. He's enjoyable.
Just, it's not my Aquaman.
Stop it. Make a petition.
I should make a petition because Aquaman has to be blonde and wear an orange scaled shirt.
What, you want Adrian Grenier?
Yes, I want the Adrian Grenier version
Everybody does.
or the Vinny Chase version.
Vinny Chase version.
Let's see. Some reboots. Roswell, the UFO show that was on CW or WB, whenever it was back in the day. That just got rebooted, along with Charmed, which we've talked about before.
Oh yeah, same network or
Roswell is on CW.
okay.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer is getting rebooted.
I saw that. Oh, hold on.
It may not be a reboot. They said it may actually be not a reimagining, I guess.
A continuation?
A continuation, but they are only going to reference the original, so we'll see what happens in that. But personally, just make it a sequel and make new people in it. Who cares? Then you can have the other people show up.
Oh, so it's not going to be the
They were
original
not-
cast?
No, it's a whole new cast.
Oh.
So no Christy Swanson?
Oh, damn.
No Paul Rubens?
That would actually be awesome if Christy Swanson.
Luke Perry?
No, he's on Riverdale, baby. Don't be going taking him from that.
Yeah, take him from Riverdale. Maybe Riverdale will then collapse.
I hope it gets canceled.
Buffy, why? It hasn't even had a chance yet.
No, I'm hoping Riverdale gets canceled right before Black Lightning does.
I thought I know you misspoke there, but
Yes.
I hope Riverdale gets cancer.
Now, I don't wish cancer upon anybody.
But television shows you can.
Okay.
I like Riverdale. I like Black Lightning.
It's not, they're not even guilty pleasures. Because,
Oh, Riverdale's a guilty pleasure.
no, I mean, it's maybe a completely shameful where it's a completely embarrassment pleasure. Where you watch it and then you get done, you don't feel dirty. I mean, you feel actually you feel like you have mono. And you can't get up is the only reason why you didn't turn it off.
Maybe that's why. Not mono. Riverdale gave me mono. With as much kissing going on in that show, it wouldn't surprise me.
How many diseases does Riverdale carry?
I don't know, but those teenagers are having a whole lot of sex.
The only show that has more kissing and it's more disease-ridden is probably The Bachelorette.
Or Vanderpump Rules.
No, not Vanderpump Rules not on the kissing. Like the most recent with The Bachelor, when they had the guy on it, when it was Ari Lyondike Jr., he made out with every girl on there, and I'm sure they all ended up with mono.
I know. I did see a couple of minutes of The Bachelorette recently. Oh man, that is so bad.
Well, it was like I saw something about there's a one guy on there who's like a virgin.
Yes.
And he made a comment like to the producers is like, if I get picked like the final 3, do I have to have sex with her? And then he was promptly voted out.
You don't get a rose or whatever they do now.
Do you think it's scripted?
Yes. It's not scripted, but it's
Again,
definitely influenced.
I was actually expecting her to pick the puppet Wayne Newton. I really thought she was going to pick him. He looks bad.
It's no Joe Schmo show.
Everybody loves Joe Schmo Show.
All 3 seasons.
Kristen Wiig's best show.
And it's the best work she's ever done.
Yes. Finally, from CNET, an unusually large and completely intact tomb was found in Alexandria, not in the U.S.
Virginia?
Oh.
People got excited. They made jokes about mummies and curses, and some even speculated it might have been the final resting place of Alexander the Great. It wasn't. Many didn't want the damn thing open, but now that the dark sarcophagus
You got one right.
is open, we all know what's inside it. 3 skeletons and an abundance of red liquid. Later discovered to be liquid sewage that had leaked through a crack.
Oh.
Everybody thought it was blood. It wasn't.
No, it's
It wasn't.
Now people want to drink the red sewage. They want to sip from the cup of demons. At the time of writing, 15,600 people have signed a petition. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, people stop signing petitions. Titled, Let People Drink the Red Liquid from the Dark Sarcophagus.
I'll sign that petition. If somebody wants to be stupid enough to drink sewage from a crypt, well, more power to them.
Wait, do these people have universal health care where I have to pay for their...
They're Egyptian, I'm assuming.
Yeah, but
have
do
to pay.
other people have to pay for it?
Oh, probably.
No, I mean, if they're stupid enough to drink it and get sick, they should have forced to be paid for their own health
I think they're going to die.
Well, maybe they have to sign a waiver saying they're responsible for anything that health problems that happen, not even just necessarily because of it, but happen after they drink it.
Oh, yeah.
The description of the petition states, we need to drink the red liquid from the cursed dark sarcophagus in the form of some sort of carbonated energy drink so we can assume its powers and finally die. The comments, aka the reason why people signed the petition, are definitely worth the price of entry. Here's 2 of them. From Brian Huntress, I must transcend my wretched form. Please give me the liquid. From Adrian Zambrano, I don't just want to drink it. I want to be baptized in it. The petition is the creation of Scottish game developer Innes McKendrick, who most recently worked on No Man's Sky. I'll be honest, I don't think anybody fucking worked on that game, so shut up.
Hey, there was work on it. They
Fuck
just
you,
didn't
McKendrick.
finish the work.
This is what you're going to be able to do, and it is going to be amazing. Yeah, we can't do a tenth of that. Sorry.
I gave you what it promised to give you.
What?
The sky.
The problem was it just wasn't exciting after
No.
the first time you played it.
Not even the first 10 minutes. Yep, I'm flying. Here I go again.
I mean, the whole thing was the algorithm to create new planets and blah, 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 and all that stuff. I mean, that's kind of cool. That doesn't mean there's good gameplay behind that.
No.
I do, going back in the text here, I think we have something that's really telling. That they want to get it in red liquid from cursed dark sarcophagus in the form of some sort of carbonated energy drink so we can assume its powers and finally die.
They want to die.
They want to die.
So you wouldn't be paying for health insurance.
Yeah, so let them fucking drink it.
So this is on a suicide.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like they already made this as Mountain Dew Red, isn't it? that's what it is,
Mountain Dew
right?
Code Red. We got it from a sewage run to a sarcophagus in Egypt.
I now picture this as a Saturday Night Live skit. Welcome to Mountain Dew Code Red. There's your news of the geek.
Life is a mystery. Confusion is all around us. The truth is out there, but you won't find it here.
Maybe it was the ghost of an alien that worked for the government.
You know, you remove the alien anal probe out of the story, and it probably wasn't this guy's worst Saturday night.
Welcome to Hysteria 51, a weekly oddcast of conspiracy theories, mysteries, and the unexplained. All viewed through skeptical eyes and the blurry lens of a beer bottle. Listen to Brent and John make sense of it all each week by subscribing. Find us on iTunes by searching Hysteria 51 or anywhere else fine podcasts are sold.
Jeff, what are you doing September 14th through 16th?
I'm going to be at the Cincinnati Comic Expo.
Jim will be there too.
Yes, I will.
A-Pans will be there.
All right.
Blake maybe. Scab Jeff will probably be there.
Yes.
Was the llama going to be there?
The llama is probably going to be there.
I talked with Scab Jeff. He asked if he should bring the llama. And I said, hell yes.
You always
the
bring a
llama.
llama. September 14th through 16th at the Duke Energy Convention Center in Cincinnati, Ohio. Get your tickets at CincinnatiComicExpo.com. There's a plethora of cosplayers coming, famous cosplayers, famous artists and writers of comic books and novels, and also lots of big Hollywood movie stars, including Agent Coulson himself, Clark Gregg. Jeff, who else is coming? Summer Glau?
Summer Glau is definitely going to be there. Nikolai Coster-Waldau.
From Game of Thrones?
I heard that Reading Rainbow.
Take a look. It's in a book.
LeVar Burton.
LeVar Burton's going to be there.
Yes, he is.
The real Karate Kid.
William Zabka.
Yes, he will be. And we always forget about him, and we shouldn't. Carl Urban is going to be there. That's a pretty big name.
When do we forget about Carl
We don't.
Urban?
We don't forget about him. Every week we say it. So yes, get your tickets at CincinnatiComicExpo.com. Hobie will be there. We'll have a booth. We'll have lots of trivia to play and raffles and everything else giving away. So yeah, come see us. And we got even a new banner for it, Jeff.
You're broadcasting the banner now.
Shh, don't say anything. Well, LeVar Burton's bringing books, okay? So we got to bring something. Get your tickets at CincinnatiComicExpo.com. Follow them on Facebook. And follow us at the History of Bad Ideas. And we update you with a lot of the announcements as well.
It's time for Box Office Bombs.
All right, time for what disappointed at the weekly box office. Per 411mania.com, Unfriended: Dark Web made only $3.5 million in its opening weekend, and those are not happy numbers for the production company Blumhouse. They were expecting a mid-high single-digit opening, so somewhere in the $9 million range. The first Unfriended was a breakout hit with $15.8 million in April of 2015. Audiences just weren't interested in an Unfriended sequel, and only had a 57% rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
That actually doesn't sound horrible though, for a horror movie.
Yeah, it does, because those tend to get a lot of higher ratings than they deserve.
On Rotten Tomatoes?
Yeah.
Really?
I think so. I could be wrong.
Okay.
I always think horror movies are overrated, so...
Okay.
Dark Web was cheap, but it may not even make back its $1 million plus marketing budget. A $10 million final domestic gross is possible, but is not even certain.
They put a lot of marketing into this movie, and I actually thought it looked halfway decent for a horror movie. I'm not going out and paying for it, but I thought it looked decent.
Their best hope it does something in the second market or something, video or...
Well, they're kind of getting razzed online, too, because on Twitter on opening night, Friday night, their hashtag was, hey, get this tweet trending, beware dark web, and tell us about your dark web experiences. Nope, don't do that.
Yeah. My dark web experiences is I've never been on it.
And people were like, please don't encourage this. Don't tell people don't go on the dark web. That should not be there.
I live in the dark web.
You are the dark web. Ooh, I like that name. That's a cool villain name.
The dark web. Oh, I think Spider-Man's got a new villain.
He does.
He stole all his credit card information.
Trademark.
Peter Parker can't get into college.
He can't get credit cards.
I can't even get a car.
What else we got, Jeff?
The top 5 this week. Number 1, Equalizer 2 made $36 million in its opening week on a $62 million budget.
That was a big surprise. They were expecting mid-20s. And it surpassed it.
Okay.
I'm shocked.
Denzel Washington draws a crowd, and people like him doing an action thriller.
His milkshake brings the girls to the yard.
Wubba wubba wubba.
We just combine songs?
Number 2, Mamma Mia, here we go again, made $34.5 million in its opening weekend on a $75 million budget.
Hi, I'm so glad they brought Cher in.
I didn't even realize they did.
Yes.
Oh.
Neither did she.
I saw something like on Twitter or whatnot, some guy like standing there with the Mamma Mia billboard behind him screaming, really? They're giving us a goddamn sequel to Mamma Mia? They can't afford to make a third Tron movie? The entire FX budget of Tron Legacy was cheaper than what you have to pay to get Meryl Streep. This is fucking ridiculous.
I like that he went for Tron.
Yeah.
Of all the films, let's get a third Tron.
Okay.
Coming in third, Hotel Transylvania 3, Summer Vacation made $23 million, a total of $91 million on an $80 million budget.
Stop it.
If people are going to come and watch, they're going to keep making them.
Yep.
I don't know why people are still watching.
But did you hear like what it was about?
It was about Dracula going on vacation.
Yes.
And Van Helsing tries to kill him. And shocking, she sucks at her job. No pun intended. Has there ever been a Van Helsing film that they're good at their job? I'm telling you, they really need to go into a different line of work.
I'm confused.
What? Van Helsing.
She wasn't Van Helsing in the Van Helsing movie.
Oh, that's right. That was just her family.
Yeah,
Sorry.
her family was vampire hunters. Van Helsing was a different character.
Van Helsing,
who they were helping.
My bad. It was a rough movie. It was a long time ago.
That's true. It was a terrible movie. I should not blame you for not picking up plot points in that movie.
Because the writers did not pick plot points in that movie.
I completely forgot that movie existed. Thanks.
I just remember that Universal was so happy, and they were going to keep the sets around because they were waiting to do a TV series on it, too, in between the movies, because they were planning a trilogy. And then they're like, it didn't do well. They're like, just knock it down.
Yeah, just destroy the sets now. We don't need to save them anymore. Number 4, Ant-Man and the Wasp made $16 million, a total of $165 million, on a budget of $162 million.
Well, that's thanks to Jeff and I this week.
Good job, guys.
I did. We got them in the week that they got their budget.
Yep.
300 million worldwide over that. So they said it will be a success.
I think so. The Incredibles 2 made $11.5 million, a total of $557.5 million on a $200 million budget.
It's pretty impressive. Number one animated film in terms of gross.
Ever?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Wow.
I will get you a list.
That has passed The Lion King?
I'll double check.
Well,
Go ahead.
That would be impressed. Upcoming. July 27th, 2018, we have Mission Impossible: Fallout.
That is, surprisingly, about Ethan Hunt and his IMF team, along with some familiar allies, race against time after a mission gone wrong.
You know, those Mission Impossibles always go wrong. This is at least the, sixth time a mission went wrong?
I thought they would have been disavowed everybody by now.
Yeah, but then they clear their names. Also coming out is Teen Titans Go! To the movies.
This is a villain's maniacal plan for world domination sidetracks 5 teenage superheroes who dream of Hollywood stardom.
Ooh, they're trying to go Hollywood. Can't trust those superheroes going Hollywood.
Nickelodeon was doing a Teen Titans, or Cartoon Network, I'm sorry, was doing a Teen Titans marathon this weekend that I was able to watch a little bit of. It's a really funny show. Much better than the Titans trailer that was at San Diego Comic-Con.
See, I saw that one.
I didn't think it looked awful.
Everyone ripping it, and I didn't think it looked that bad.
Starfire looks horrible.
There were hardly any shots.
She's not orange.
Starfire looks horrible, but he liked Black Lightning's costume.
Stop it. It grew on me.
It's awful.
Stop it. You're awful.
They were like,
you're out of line.
Two quick.
You can't handle the truth.
I can't.
2 quick cuts of Starfire, and that was it. And I
Beast Boy looked interesting.
Again, 2 quick cuts. You don't really know. There's a lot of Dick Grayson.
I think
the only problem I have is I think they might be playing him too angsty for Dick Grayson.
If they were going to do that, they should have done Nightwing, a Nightwing series.
Nightwing's not even angsty.
No, but you could have put him in Bloodhaven, and it's a rough area.
They wanted Titans. They wanted.
No, I get that. I'm just saying.
No, they could have done a different Robin or something.
They're doing Stargirl on DC now too. The DC service.
Oh, okay.
Stargirl live action. That looks fun. I like Stargirl. I think she's a fun character.
Is she the one that carries the big thing? Okay.
The big cane, yeah.
Yeah.
I like her. I think that could be a good character. Lion King made $423 million.
Wow.
Number 1. Number 2 was Shrek 2. That made sorry.
What was Incredibles rated?
That's a good question.
PG.
Yeah. Finding Nemo made $380 million. So that was number 3. So I was just trying to go through some of these. And Frozen kind of surprised me. $400 million. There you go.
Alrighty.
What else we got?
Boom, boom, boom.
Buy,
sell.
Oh, buy and selling the stock.
We're looking. You can check the Hollywood Stock Exchange, where History of Bad Ideas has a league going. I still have not bought anything other than my initial 2. I never remember to go check it out.
You should.
I should.
It's a fun league.
But Denzel Washington, he is at $53.75 compared to Aaron Eckhart, $47.29.
Lloyd, before he got fired, said it was damn difficult to find somebody at $53 around that, so he went with Aaron Eckhart.
Well, comparing Denzel Washington to Aaron Eckhart on equal footing, I surprised Denzel Washington is that low. I think this is especially with the Equalizer starting at $36 million this week, I think Denzel Washington is probably someone looking to buy.
So you're buying?
I'll sell buy.
I'm going to buy too because I'm rooting for Virtuosity too.
Honestly, that's cheap for Denzel Washington. I'll buy.
Okay.
In fact, let me go buy right now.
Also, Amanda Seyfried, $23.46. Comparing that to Maggie Smith at $22.94.
Why Maggie Smith above Amanda Seyfried?
Well, I'm looking at this and I'm like, I don't think Amanda Seyfried and Maggie Smith will ever be going out for the same roles.
Why don't you have Cher compared to Maggie Smith?
I don't think Cher was on HSX.
Well, let's wait to find out.
Let's find out. Let's buy. No, I don't want to buy Cher. Matter of fact,
I'm not buying Amanda Seyfried. I don't think she's that great of an actress. She kind of creeps me out.
Cher is not on there.
Nope. Are you buying Amanda or not?
She looks like an alien.
She kind of does.
I mean, if she plays an alien role, maybe.
I just don't think she's that great of an actress.
She was in Veronica Mars, wasn't she?
She was in Ted too.
Wasn't she the girl that got killed in Veronica Mars? Am I thinking of that right?
Sure. We're going to say yes.
The murder mystery around the first season? Or
Sure.
I was really thinking Ted too when they kept comparing her to Gollum.
Ouch.
You didn't
I never
see
saw
that?
Ted
Oh
too,
my!
no.
They kept on comparing her to Gollum in her eyes, and they're at like the Comic-Con, and then there's like a fight scene, and the guy cosplaying Gollum looks up like and it's right next to her, and the eyes are the same. They look exactly alike. So she has humor about it, at least.
was she playing herself?
Yes. Oh. She was playing a role.
Oh, okay.
But she was playing a lawyer for him. But yeah,
But they kept making fun of her eyes.
She
was in Mean Girls, wasn't she?
Yes. Yeah. She was a Mean Girl. I'm still selling.
I'll sell.
23 isn't that expensive, but she's not going to be something to.
She'll be a Mamma Mia 3.
Yeah, I'm not waiting for that. I don't think she will bring all the boys to the yard, so I'll probably sell.
Blake, what do you do?
Sell.
That is our box office. I think it's time to go to top 5.
That wonderful music means only one thing. Top 5. You know what? Time out. Henno's supposed to give us some music for top 5.
Yes.
Good news is I get to harass him on Monday. July
you're
30th.
recording Monday, yes.
Yes. I am going to harass him because I'll be on Gotham Lights Pod where we talk about the Orville episode number 9.
Did that come back?
It comes back in December. So they're going to do the Orville episodes up until then. They got a long break.
They haven't finished? Or
no, they took a break because Gotham came back, unfortunately.
Oh, so now they have to catch up on the Orville.
Yes, because Gotham's not coming back for who knows when.
Because you already talked to them earlier about...
I actually was, I think, on episode 6 or 7.
That was like 2 years ago.
Yes. Tony was on from Salty Language was on episode 8. But yeah, I'm doing I forget which one it was. But yes, I'll be doing episode 9. That'll be out next week with Henno and Stephanie, so I appreciate them.
Which episode of the Orville is this?
I believe that's the Love one. I'll double check.
The Love one.
I'll
That
double
helps.
check.
I mean, I don't know what you mean by the Love one.
You know what, Jeff? I don't know what I mean, okay? Just shut up.
But if we're talking about theme music for top 5, I thought about a month ago we had a great...
on the worst episode ever?
Worst episode ever. We had great theme music.
I don't
top
remember
5.
that one. I don't remember that.
That was the point.
Anyways, it was Cupid's dagger. I'm sorry. The Orville was called to mediate a peace treaty between two warring cultures.
Oh.
That one, yeah.
Oh, that's the one where her ex-boyfriend or
Rob
whatnot?
Lowe?
Yeah, Rob
Yep.
Lowe. That was a good one.
I like that one.
That'll be a fun one to talk about.
Yes.
You have fun.
So that'll be on the Orville next
We'll
week.
give Henno and Stephanie my
I'll
love.
give them a big hug. So just want to say thank you for that. So top 5 this week is favorite Saturday Night Live skits. This is a tough one.
This was a real tough one because narrowing it down to 5.
After 43 years, you have to narrow it down to 5. And unlike some of our listener picks and everything, I broke it down to individual skits, not reoccurring sketches. So if the recurring sketch, I would tell you which one it was.
That's fine.
Yeah. I agree with Jim. I did the same thing. I also, I refused to Hobie this one because it's so easy to Hobie it. I decided to give myself a challenge.
Okay.
So I've got plenty of honorable mentions, but I came up with a top 5. One enough to make Annalise and Neil proud.
Okay. I did one Hobie.
Oh.
But you know what? I'm going to actually move that down to a separate category.
Okay, yeah.
I didn't do any Hobies, but I can if you want me to. But no.
I did, coming up with 5, it's pretty tough to do, so I broke them down into categories. Mm-hmm. So I got 5 different categories and then tried to pick what I thought was my favorite of that category.
Okay.
For me, I didn't take some of the obvious ones that I think are just absolutely fantastic skits, but pretty much everybody's been saying them on their listener picks and everything. I tried to go a little more obscure on some of them, but
Maybe we should have said it obscure Saturday Night
No,
Live.
whatever you want to put on there for your favorite.
You know what? You could do another top 5. We could do another one of these in 20 episodes and still come up with 5 different ones.
We could.
We could even do top 5 favorite SNL skits, commercial ones.
Oh, yeah.
That's one of my
you could break it,
categories.
Let's see. Jim, you go first. What's your number 5?
My number 5 is one of them that's been on people's list, or is on like a couple lists I saw online.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be Colonel Angus. It's Christopher Walken. He's a Southern family welcomes a uniquely named Colonel Angus to stay at the Shady Thicket Plantation.
Do you remember this?
It was season 28 in 2003, and pretty much all it is them talking about Colonel Angus.
It's an entire skit of
innuendo.
That's the word I'm looking for. Yeah,
and it's just fantastic. And if Colonel Angus stays too long, just tap him on the head. And then he loses after the big problem at Big Beaver, where they lost many men, and Colonel Angus had jaw injury. He lost his ranking, so they had to call him by his real name, his first name, Anal Angus. But just them keeping in character the entire time was great.
Christopher Walken, Chris Parnell, Amy Poehler, Rachel Dratch.
Yeah.
That was a good skit.
And Maya Rudolph briefly in it.
Okay.
Jeff, what's your number 5?
Let's see. Which one am I doing? Number 5. I think I'll go for my stuff they did, like pre-recorded stuff, like not stuff they did live, but where they did a bunch of stuff pre-recorded. And I'm going with the male synchronized swimming routine.
I know you. That's early 80s.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was I forgot their name. Martin Short and Christopher Guest.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
it was Christopher Guest. I couldn't remember.
It was Martin Short.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that was one from a time when most people forgot. But
I know you.
Just watching them get ready for the male synchronized swimming to make it to the Olympics.
Like Martin Short's character can't even swim.
Oh, yeah, he's wearing the little
floaties, and
my number 5, actually, I put it on Hobie today. The Tom Brokaw pre-tapes because he's going on vacation. It's Dana Carvey. Did you see that one?
I'm not remembering this one. Go ahead.
Okay, I put it on Hobie's Facebook page today. Dana Carvey plays Tom Brokaw with I'm Tom Brokaw. I can't do it. Shocking, I can't do it.
That was better than most of the ones you give.
Tom Brokaw. And he's going on vacation. He wants to spend the month on vacation. So he's sitting behind the desk, and the producer is going, okay, well, let's do this before you're gone. So he's like, Gerald Ford today died at the age of 86. Okay, let's do another one. Next year he dies. He dies at the age of 87. Okay, let's do another one. Gerald Ford died of AIDS today. Wait a minute, he can't die of AIDS. Well, you don't know if you're the one that went to the vacation for a month. He's like, okay, let's do another one. Gerald Ford was killed by a pack of wolves today. And he's like, really? That's not what happens. And the producer's like, Taft was. Really? Okay, let's do it. And another one is, I forget what it was. He was shot by the re-mummified corpse of Richard Nixon, and I'm gay. Wait, what? He's like, but I'm not gay. But if you came out, we would be the first to report on it. So it's about 5 minutes.
Yeah,
of
them
that.
trying to predict the news while he's gone for a month.
It's all Gerald Ford.
Yeah, I'm like, was Gerald Ford even relevant at the time?
No, it was from '96.
Yeah.
I just love when he played Tom Brokaw on those characters, but I still remember that one. It's one of my favorites. This one, okay, so I the character weighs on me, and it is a recurring character. It annoys me. But the first time they did it, the reason why I loved it is because he was so energized and everybody started breaking character. They were trying to hide it so well.
I think you're taking one off my list.
Van Down by the River?
Matt Foley?
Yep.
Matt Foley.
And the character annoyed me after the first time.
Oh, the first time was the best. Everything else, it was funny, blah, blah, blah. But no, the first one was great. Yeah. David Spade and Christina Applegate
Sit on the couch.
just trying to hold it in.
Phil Hartman's the one that hires them. He's the dad. He hires Matt Foley, motivational speaker, to give his kids a pep talk. Yeah. And just the whole thing. And then when he falls through the table, the coffee table, and just to see David Spade's face on it. I'm going with that as my number 4.
Yeah, that was a bit that Farley. I was going to say Foley, but no, that Farley brought with him. That he perfected on stage at the Second City. And because I watched the Chris Farley documentary last year, and Matt Foley is a real person, a friend or whatever, college friend of Chris Farley's, and apparently a priest.
Okay, so what else you got?
Matt Foley was my number 4.
Oh, that was your number 4, okay.
That was in my other category that encompassed everything that the other categories did not.
What is yours number 4, Jim?
Yes, my number 4 would have to be Leon Phelps as the ladies' man.
Which one?
Specifically, the Monica Lewinsky episode where they again, of course, he drinks his Cavassier and he asks, "Caller, what is your query?" And the caller turns out to be Linda Tripp,
played by
John Goodman. What is it? Are you the most hated? I'm the most hated person in America. And like they hear like click, click, click. Wait, Linda, are you trying to tape this? No, that's what people just driving by this phone booth throwing bottles and cans at me.
The best is they brought Goodman back as a reoccurring character with Linda Tripp.
Oh yeah. And at the end of the episode, where he's talking about. Monica, will you ever forgive Linda Tripp? She's like, no. He goes, so just let you know that Monica Lewinsky will hold a grudge against John Goodman.
What's your number 3?
My number 3, this was from 2013, so it's a little more recent. It's the dating game It's a Date, hosted by Bill Hader.
Okay.
And he has, Melissa Bear, or whatever her name is, playing the girl in the dating game. Mm-hmm. And they go to the first contestant, and it's Bobby Moynihan sitting there. And he just introduces him. He's like, hi. And then they introduce the next bachelor. Well, there's 2 bachelors. It's Justin Timberlake and Andy Samberg, the characters from Dick in a Box.
Okay.
And so they start singing every response. And they go, let's go to the 3rd bachelor. Oh, bachelors. And it's Steve Martin and Dan Aykroyd as 2 wild and crazy guys. And every time they ask Bobby Moynihan, oh, what's your favorite, what would be your favorite date? And he gives like a real answer. And the girl no, don't like it. And at first, like, Bobby Moynihan looks after they announce it, but he's like, was I supposed to bring a friend? And then they ask the questions, and Sandberg and Timberlake sing every response, and the answers are just disturbing. It's like, what's your favorite date? And they talk about taking her to the mall, and then afterwards just like railing that ass. It's like, oh, that sounds interesting. By my like, I'm not going to win. But it was like the first episode of that season. It just bring everybody back. It was hilarious.
That was your number 3.
My number 3,
Jeff.
My number 3, I'll put in my fake commercials list here.
Okay.
And I'm going with Happy Fun Ball.
Don't taunt Happy Fun Ball.
That was in my honorable mentions. I had all the commercials in honorable mentions.
Not for use in some states.
In the list.
I think there are more things on the states than list.
Yeah,
more on the list than states.
If Happy Fun Ball begins to glow, please run away. Do not taunt Happy Fun Ball.
They found a radioactive chunk from outer space and they're selling it as a toy.
That's some of the best toys they sold.
Number 3 for me. This is a classic. Everybody's got to do it, but I love this one. I still do. I still remember watching it the first time. The Chippendales dance off between Patrick Swayze and Chris Farley.
That was second to my Matt Foley in my other category.
The Chippendales one is funny just because the judge was like, it was a tough call. Did it come down to the weight? Yes, it did.
And that was actually one of Chris Farley's first skits.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it might have been his first.
It was the first season, but...
And the funny thing is, though, that one was actually on, that skit was like a 12:30, 12:40, like one of the last skits of the night. So it didn't even have a big audience, and then it just grew.
Oh, and then, because I remember the following week, they did a skit during the news. It was when Dennis Miller was hosting the news. And Chris Farley was like the last guy to finish the marathon or something. So he's wearing running singlet or whatnot, and like he finishes his interview and turns and walks away, and ass crack or whatnot, and and Dennis Miller just goes, "Are we going to see the new guy's ass crack every week?"
Yeah.
My number 2 is I still think it's one of the funniest things that they've ever done. Obviously, Dick in a Box. I still love that one.
It's a dick in a box.
And I actually like the motherfucker one too. That was that Lonely Island did.
Of the Lonely Island, I like Lazy Sunday, the first one.
I like
did.
Lazy Sunday.
Lenny Stacey and Dick in a Box. I had as honorable mentions for my pre-recording.
I had that Jizzed in My Pants and Jack Sparrow.
Jack Sparrow is funny with Michael Bolton.
Oh yeah. Michael Bolton's a real cinephile.
And the best is that with Michael Bolton, it's because he's playing Forrest Gump, Aaron Brockovich in the video. He's just playing the different roles. I like Motherfucker because Susan Sarandon's in it.
Yeah.
She's one of the people.
It's Susan Sarandon and...
I can't think of the other one.
Blonde...
You would know her, too, if you saw her.
Yeah.
No, I don't remember who else was in it.
Jeff, what's your number 2?
Oh, back to my number 2 for my political. The Saturday Night Live's known for their politic spoofing here or whatnot. I went back to the dark days of 1988 with the Bush-Dukakis debates.
Time out. This is when Dukakis raised his level.
A little too high.
Okay.
And that's when Dana Carvey was like finally fleshing out how to do George Bush, and he's going on. It's like they ask him the question. He's like, "Well, we got to stay the course, 1,000 points of light. I don't want to take up too much." Oh no, you got plenty of time. You still got now a minute and a half left for your response. Let me repeat. 1,000 points of light. Stay the course.
And what did Dukakis say?
And then they're like, Governor Dukakis rebuttal. I can't believe I'm losing to this guy. They bring out Dan Quayle. It's a 13-year-old kid.
Yeah.
How did you think I think he did great.
Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it.
Jim, what's your number 2?
My number 2, I am going to go way, way back and go with Garrett Morris as prisoner on his parole hearing when he decides he's going to sing a song. And the song goes something like, "I'm going to get me a shotgun and kill all the whiteys I see. I'm going to get me a shotgun and kill all the whiteys I see."
I don't think I've ever seen that skit.
It's based off of an act. It was like a variety show where there's this old lady, and she was playing the piano, and she sang the song of "Get Me a Shotgun and Kill All the Darkies I See." And this was like from the 50s or 60s. Like, oh my God.
So Garrett just reversed it.
Reversed it.
Oh, wow.
And then like, people on the pool, people just like...
That was in the 50s they said that? Oh my God.
Yeah. This was an old variety show.
I like that. He switched. Okay.
Oh, and it just the shock value of it was just fantastic.
Did they grant him parole at the end?
Oh, no, drag him out of the room as you were trying to sing more of the song.
What's your number 1?
My number 1, I don't know if it's really a skit, but it was a skit amongst an entire show.
Okay.
On buckwheat getting shot.
Okay.
That was an honorable mention of mine.
I mean, it was... "Hey, Mr. Wheat." Yeah. And then they rush him to the hospital, and then the newscasters are running there, and they're talking, "Did you see this? The buckwheat got shot." I'm like, "What?" And so the people who are... The doctors are like, "Oh, let's air it." And they keep showing it.
Yeah, they keep showing the footage over and over again. Like, people trying to save his life stop to see what happened in the middle of surgery.
And then they bring on... And then they catch the guy who shot Buckwheat.
And that was like the next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was John David Stutz was his name, and Then he gets killed. He gets shot.
Kind of like a Jack Ruby, Kelly
Yeah.
Oswald thing.
And then they had the commercial, the commercial for life insurance, and you could die tomorrow, just like John David Stutz.
Like 3 seconds after he gets shot, the life insurance commercial brought to you by Mutual of Omaha.
Yeah, it was just the entire buckwheat getting shot was fantastic.
I definitely had that as an honorable mention.
Jeff, what's your number one?
My number one, I gotta go with it in the category of spoofs of TVs or movies. I went with Celebrity Jeopardy.
That's my number one as well.
Specifically, the episode where Norm Macdonald is playing Burt Reynolds.
The first or second time?
The first.
Okay.
Where Turd Ferguson wearing the big cowboy. It's funny because it's oversized. You know that.
Is that the one French Stewart?
Yeah, I think it was French Stewart.
Okay.
Yeah.
French Stewart.
Because that was my number one.
Yeah, all from the mind of French Stewart.
What did you bet? Texas.
And then, of course, I think that was also the first one with Sean Connery.
Sean Connery, it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the first Celebrity Jeopardy,
Daryl
Hammond was Trebek.
They didn't have Sean Connery, yeah.
Yeah, but then I suppose he was doing his Connery, so they got Farrell to do it.
I think S words was one of the categories in that one.
Yes.
I'll take swords. That would be it.
Okay, I'll take swords too. Let's do 25,000.
That's not.
Okay, we'll take swords for 200.
I'll take ape tit. That's la petite. Never mind.
Appetit.
Good job, Jeff. That's my number one too. I'll do some quick. Let's do quick honorable mentions.
Shoot them.
This one was a recent one. I had David S. Pumpkins with Tom Hanks.
That was a pretty good one.
It's
just absurd.
Yes.
To like the nth degree.
I have no. The first time I saw it, I was like, I have no idea
what I just watched.
Yeah, and then you start watching it more. It's like, and Hanks sells it so good.
Yeah, and even they had the two guys, Moynihan and whoever dancing behind him as the skeletons. It's like, this is ridiculous. And it's like, it's the elevator, and it's like, well, this is on floor
73 of the 100th floor.
Yeah.
I had Daily Affirmation with Michael Jordan, Stuart Smalley.
Oh,
Michael, look in the mirror. You are good enough. And then I had, let's see here, Space: the Infinite Frontier with Harry Carey. Jeff Goldblum plays the astrophysicist.
That just made me think of one that I completely forgot.
Will Ferrell goes, "Hey, if the moon was made of cheese, I know it's not. What happens if it was made of spare ribs? Would you eat it?" And Jeff Goldblum's playing the astrophysicist. He's like, "What?" And he's like, "I would."
The Harry Carey in it, yeah.
And he's like, "I don't know how to answer it." He's like, "Just say yes, and we'll move on." And then I had commercials. I had Adobe, the lower car made of clay.
I had that in Adobe, yeah.
Cold and Blow with Phil Hartman.
I had that one there, too.
Little Chocolate Donuts.
Are you reading my list?
Little chocolate donuts are on my breakfast table. Just him running around the track passing all those people.
I got one more commercial on my honorable mentions. I want to see if you have... Did you have another?
I accidentally just forgot what my last one was. Hold on. I had Super Happy Fun Ball. What's yours?
The We Make Change.
Oh, yes! How do you make money?
Volume. That's what we do.
I forgot about that one. You come in with two quarters, we'll give you five times, maybe 10 nickels. People go, how do you make money?
Volume.
I'm sorry. The other one I just thought about too is honorable mention for me is Dan Aykroyd when they're showing the Halloween costumes, the unsafe
ones, yeah.
And he's the salesman trying to say, "Oh no, they're safe."
Yeah,
the kid with the plastic over his face.
That along with the bag of glass.
Yeah, the toys, the unsafe toys.
The unsafe toys.
Switchblade doll.
Yes.
What is it? Nerf ball. You can choke.
Jeff, any other honorable mentions?
Honorable mentions. I had Ross Perot. Can I finish? For my TV spoof game show, one of my favorites that didn't make my list was the Jackie Rogers Jr.'s $100,000 cash jackpot wad.
Yep.
You said all those. We said all those. The time John Lovitz playing Satan was on the People's Court.
Yeah.
Mr. Mephistopheles, you may be the king of the underworld, but in my courtroom, I'm in command.
Forgot about that one.
All Deep Thoughts by Jack Handy. And the one I just realized as you were talking was the William Shatner skit where they turned the USS Enterprise
into a revolving restaurant.
Where Khan comes in as with the health inspector.
Kirk, there's no sneeze, God, Kirk. That was on my honorable mentions.
Okay.
My honorable mentions, I have the Robert De Niro talking about the terrorist names. Like Mr. Haida Salami. We were pretty much getting a bunch of tips from high school and college kids. I'd been 14. We're just deleting all these bad names.
And it's funny.
Then
it's true.
Then I have a couple Black Jeopardy episodes. The one where Tom Hanks is playing the old guy wearing the "Make America Great Again" hat. And then the newer one with T'Challa.
Yes, yes, Wakanda.
The Wakanda, with the commercial. The commercials these are sponsored by Well Done Meat. If there's any red, we're sending it back. And Sprite.
When did we become?
When did we become the
black
drink beverage?
I do love that Sprite.
And then I'll have Undercover Boss, the Shark Killer Base, or the Star Killer Base.
Yes.
I knew you were Kylo Ren when you said hello. My name is Matt.
I knew he was Kylo Ren when he threw him through the vending machines. I knew it was Kylo Ren when he said hello. My name is Matt.
Again, honorable mention. I have to go Bronx Beat when they have the two ladies in the Bronx talking, and they bring out the babysitter, and it's
I don't remember that one.
Katy Perry. Wearing an Elmo shirt that's cut right down to there, and they're just hanging out and
right after the Saturday or the Sesame Street.
When she got kicked.
Lazy Sunday, Schlitz Gay.
I forgot about that.
Oh yeah, Schlitz Gay.
The ambiguously gay duo.
Yes.
Ace and Gary. Hercules when he comes back. Bill Murray, just fat Hercules, and he's like, "Okay, what are you gonna do? How about you pick up this boulder?" I'm like, I must stretch first. It's completely misdubbed.
Yeah, it's like an old 30s movie, Hercules movie.
Not this rock. This one's much too large. How about a smaller one?
And then he hurts his back.
And let's see what else I have here. I have the Peyton Manning.
United Way
commercial.
Get your head in the game.
I had forgotten all about that. Did anyone say you could come out? No.
Just pegging these kids with the football, and then they're like hot wiring a car.
Spend time with your family, your kids.
So Peyton Manning doesn't have to.
Is that your list?
That's my list.
Okay, Blake had some. He said he can't rank these.
All 75.
Yeah.
Star Wars editions with Kevin Spacey. NPR Delicious Dish with the Sweaty Balls.
Sweaty balls.
Point Counterpoint with Dan Aykroyd and Jane Curtin. Which
Jane,
is a funny.
you ignorant slut.
Consumer Products, Aykroyd with the Christmas bag of glass.
Oh, the other one I forgot was actually Bassomatic.
Yeah, with the bass.
That's first season, and they had no idea what they were doing.
No.
They actually liquefied a bass in a blender.
White Like Me with Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood with Eddie Murphy. Celebrity Jeopardy. Wayne's World with the Madonna Fantasy.
Justified my love.
Showing.
Buckwheat, The Songs and Who Shot Him. Men Synchronized Swimming. Short and Guest, you're correct. Behind the Music, Blue Oyster Cult with the cowbell.
More cowbell.
The Continental with Walken.
That's the Colonel Angus?
I think it is, actually. Isn't it the Continental?
I thought that was called...
What's the Continental, then? Because I'm not
sure.
Oh,
no. That's when Walken is the creepy one that won't let the people leave, the date. It's a first-person view.
Oh, I don't remember this one.
Because that's also Besotted Geek Summer 5. Also, he also had Caveman Lawyer. So there you go.
Unfrozen Caveman Lawyer.
I was never a fan of that one.
Let's see. Besotted Geek.
I kind of like Unphrasing Caveman Lawyer, Frankenstein, and
Singing Christmas.
And Tonto sing.
Besotted Geek had Any Walk in the Continental. Any Celebrity Jeopardy with Sean Connery. Canteen Boy. The Chippendale Audition. And Schlitz Gay Beer Commercial was number 1. Hunter McAllister.
Oh, boy.
Hello, I'm Hunter McAllister. The one, and if there is one, where they make fun of Democrats, Fernando Piscopo Sinatra, Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood, Mango, and Mr. Peepers. I know how to Hobie it.
The one where they make fun of Democrats would be the election one after Trump won.
Yes.
And it was Chappelle and Chris Rock were on.
This is the worst thing that ever happened to our country. Really?
And the white people are just going off about how bad it is. Now this is the worst ever. And then Chappelle and Rock are just kind of laughing at him and looking at him.
How were we so wrong? I can tell you. Let's see here. Kevin at Cincy Explorer had Meet Your Second Wife. I don't remember that one. Celebrity Jeopardy. The Cowbell. He had Sarah Palin and Hillary Clinton at number 2. That was a pretty funny one when they had the press conference. And number 1, Church Lady. Church Lady.
Isn't that special?
Satan!
Sean at Pittsburgh Nerd had Eddie Murphy as Mr. Robinson. Bill Murray as Nick the Lounge Singer.
That was pretty good.
Star Wars!
Celebrity Jeopardy with Sean Connery.
Star Wars.
The Cowbell, more Cowbell. And number 1, the Coneheads. I was never a big fan.
Well, the problem with the Coneheads, any of the skits that were decent got ruined by that awful movie.
The movie was terrible. I remember loving the Coneheads, and then going back and watching them. They didn't.
The consuming mass beverages.
Consume mass quantities and
mass quantities.
chicken embryos
Yeah.
and.
Brian Hackney.
We are from France.
Brian, let me help you here. Number 5, Chippendales. Number 4, Behind the Music, Blue Oyster Cult. That's the one with more cowbell.
More cowbell.
Shreddy Balls. Number 2, Space Infinite Frontier with Harry Carey. You bastard.
Mm-hmm.
Number 1, Matt Foley. And then honorable mention, Cheeseburger.
Oh,
that was what, the Odyssey Cafe?
I don't know which one.
The cheeseburger?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember.
I think that's what it was called, the Odyssey Cafe, because he was a Greek.
Yeah.
Church Lady. He had Dick in a Box and Debbie Downer.
Who was that?
Brian Hackney.
Oh, that was still honorable mentions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see, Carolyn.
Womp womp.
Your sister had more cowbell. Blue Oyster Cult. First appearance of Matt Foley. Schoolhouse Rock Bill, Executive Order. That one's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood, and the assassination of Buckwheat.
Because I'm an executive order, and I just am.
We have 2 left here. Dab, the had Chippendale's Audition, and Bill Sozerski's Superfans.
Oh,
He hobied that
the
bit.
Bears.
The Bears. Doubles.
Zygot's Couple, and Celebrity Jeopardy. Matt Foley, motivational speaker, along with Deep Thoughts with Jack Handy. Number 2, Weekend Update, and Delicious Dish. And
Sweaty
number 1,
balls. I smell so. Your balls smell so good.
number 1, he had Wayne's World, The Continental, more cowbell, and short shorts for the USA. Oh, that's probably Will Ferrell when he's the patriotic one.
Yep.
Oh, God, I've gotten sick now.
Honorable mention, The Ladies' Man, El Nino, any Harry Carey skit, James Brown Celebrity Hot Tub Party. Oh, my God, that's an old one.
Ow, too hot in the hot tub.
I made this a top 12 list. Fight me. I don't want to fight you. I was happy you did.
Put up my dukes.
Jared Mills. He had Farley and Swayze as Chippendale dancers. The Rock and Chris Kattan as Mr. and Papa Peepers. Stop it, Jeff.
Nothing with Chris Kattan is worthwhile.
Most weekend updates. Every Celebrity Jeopardy. And number 1, the Blue Oyster Cult, more cowbell. So there you go. That is your Hobie episode 238, the Saturday Night Live one. That was a fun one. I like that. Let's see here. Bad idea of the week. Number 257. Outlong straws. Just for you, Jeff.
Thank
I stand
you.
united.
Yes. Solidarity, brother.
Roger says goodbye.
Goodbye.
Walking Dead to Talking Heads, from comic books to TV sets. There's a history, it's not so bad. There's the history. It's the history of bad, so bad. The history of bad, it's bad. The history of bad ideas. Podcast.
Addendum.
I only had 3.
I didn't write any down.
Oh.
I had Matthew Modine, Utility Man. I had The More You Know. And a third Tron?
Let's see. I had Brian Ricochet.
Oh, I forgot about Brian. Is that with a Y or an I?
I have it with an I, but...
Okay.
Well, since you're useless, ... move on with your life. I don't remember what that referred to,
Okay.
but it was funny at the time.
We could probably all talk about that.
It wasn't.
It wasn't.
We could. You were reading one of the
Oh, yeah.
things. People thought it was this. It wasn't. And then this and this. It wasn't. That's where I wrote that down. Riverdale gets cancer. Brain impediment. And crowdfunding my YouTube Red. I like Riverdale gets cancer.
I'm not putting Riverdale gets cancer. How dare you?
Riverdale gets cancer.
No.
Okay, Jason has a brain impediment.
Brain impediment? I'll take that. Brain impediment. Brain impediment?
It wasn't.
It wasn't?
Just brain impediment's fine. Unless there's something else you like better.
I like how it went from a speech impediment, which was one title, and now it's brain impediment. Good job, guys.
I also like Riverdale gets cancer.
Change approved.
You've been listening to Hobie.